Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Kyuubi no Yoko raises Naruto as his own son part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. All hope seemed lost for Kanehigakure, the Hidden Leaf Village. Today was October 10th, the day everyone will not soon forget. The day Kyuubi no Yoko attacked the village. Kyuubi, why now? We could have stopped the Uchiha together. Namake's Minato, the fourth Hokage, murmured. Something must have pushed Kyuubi-sama to the brink, Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, mused. Minato gathered up his resolve and walked out. Sarutobi rose up from his seat in the Hokage's office. Minato, you're gonna use it? The 20-year-old Hokage sighed. A/N, that's how old I think he might be, don't flame, K? Yeah, I'm gonna use it. I may have to bargain with the Kyuubi about my son. He looked at the bundle of blankets in his arms to reveal a newborn blonde boy. Minato smiled sadly at his only child. Alright. Sarutobi, I'll see you in the afterlife. At that, Minato vanished in a yellow flash. He appeared on the battlefield. Countless dead bodies lay there, an injured ninja. Minato looked at the fuming fox, mooring overhead. Minato sighed and bit his thumb. Kuchios no Jutsu. A poof of smoke appeared as a giant toad appeared. The ninja spotted the person on the toad's head. It's the Yondaime, he's arrived! With a mighty roar from the crowd, their morale skyrocketed. Kyuubi saw this and growled. Namake's Minato, why won't you let me kill them? They took the life away my only kid. The Uchiha must pay. Minato could only sigh. I'm sorry, Kyuubi-sama, but it must be done. I am Hokage. It's my duty to defend the people of Konoha. Minato prepared the seals. Shiki Fujin. Kyuubi looked in horror as the Shinigami appeared. He then felt the soul suck out of his body. Then, Minato spoke up, only the two could hear. Kyuubi, I've something to ask of you. Kyuubi's eyes went wide. He respected Minato as a shinobi without equal, and he owed him a request. Anything, old friend, Minato smiled. I'm giving you only your yang chakra. My son here will have your yin chakra. I want you to take care of him. Raise him as your own child or kit. Kyuubi was honored. Now that was something coming from the demon lord. Request granted. I'll raise your child to be a force to be reckoned with. Minato smiled. A white light surrounded the Kyuubi. What is the child's name? Minato's last words were, Uzumaki Naruto. The Kyuubi proceeded to vanish along with his good chakra. The next day, the child must not be allowed to live. He holds the Kyuubi inside of him. He's a demon. He must die. Enough. Sarutobi roared as he calmed the council down. Sarutobi leaned back, surprised that baby Naruto managed to sleep, even over the council's shouting. Now I'd like your opinion one by one, starting with Hayashi. Hyuga Hayashi cleared his throat. This child is my friend's son. The Yondaime was an unparalleled shinobi. I will not sully his name by murdering his only son, who is just a newborn. Sarutobi smiled. He knew that Minato had rescued Hayashi's wife from a kidnapping attempt from a Kumonin, and that Minato rescued a battalion of Hyuga during the Iwa Konoha War. Well, I for one claim that it should die. Said a certain Fugaku Uchiha. He's the Kyuubi incarnate, and no doubt that he has no other living relatives, or guardians. That just further proves my accusation. Hold up. All eyes turned to a man standing by the doorway. The man looked to be in his early 20s with long, almost glowing red hair with matching eyes. He wore a Konoha Jonin outfit, and he had whisker marks on his cheeks. He was also 6 foot flat, and held a power of authority only Sarutobi knew who it was. So, Kyuubi did agree after all. Kyuubi stepped forward to the council. They all noticed his sharp claw-like nails, and a fox fang necklace. I'm Naruto's legal guardian, Yakumaru. Before the Uchiha could retort, Danzu, the bandaged warhawk, spoke up. Exists me, but have you any proof? Checkmate. Yakumaru smirked. I have the Hokage's word, right, Sarutobi-ji? The council looked at the Jonin like he was nuts. He just addressed the Hokage, an old man. Sarutobi nodded. Correct. Minato himself told me to leave Naruto in Yakumaru's hands. The council was dumbfounded. They couldn't go up against the word of the Hokage, even if they were council members. All right, we'll sign the papers, said a defeated Danzo. Yakumaru smirked. Fugaku's mouth hung open. Hayashi's eyes narrowed. There's nothing threatening about his aura, but the thing is, who is he? I've never met him before in my life. Later that evening, Yakumaru was escorted by the ANBU backups to his new home. Yakumaru didn't fail to notice the hateful glares the villagers sent him, and the infant in his arms. He used his acute hearing to listen in. What is that demon doing with that attractive man? I can't believe the demon is alive. What the hell was the Hokage thinking? I'm going to kill that bastard, infant or not. Kyuubi spiked his killing intent enough for the villagers to scatter. He looked into the child's eyes. He noticed he had the same whisker marks on his cheeks. Kyuubi smirked again. At least when he joins the Ninja Academy, they'll think I'm his father. As they arrived, Yakumaru was sent in. It was a simple 2-story house, 2 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and a living room and a half kitchen. Kyuubi walked and then received the key from a shorter ANBU with a dog mask. Thanks for looking after my sensei's son, Yakumaru-san. Kakashi said as he bowed. Take care of him. Yakumaru smiled. Thanks, I will. He closed the door and looked into the ceiling. I will protect you, Kit. I won't let anyone harm you ever. Get him. Kill him. Get that demon scum. Here we go again. A 6-year-old blonde boy was running for his dear life from an angry mob. He hated being chased around for no reason. It was unfair. He didn't do shit. Naruto ran to an ally and arrived on another side of town, but the mob soon followed. Naruto began to start sniffling. "Tu-chan, where are you?" he thought to himself, Naruto's adoptive father. He didn't know that, though, Yakumaru, aka the demon fox of Konoha, was out on a mission and would be back tonight. Meanwhile, his precious son was being chased for only he knows what. Naruto tripped and fell. His legs gave out. He turned and faced the mob. He was afraid. No matter what kind of grueling course, or kinds of torture, training his father puts him through, his fear would always tire him out. A man stepped forward, carrying a pitchfork. He shouted, "This is for the fallen." Naruto closed his eyes, waiting for the blow to come, but it never arrived. He looked up to see a man with long red hair that almost gave off a glow block the pitchfork inches from him with his hand. He turned to Naruto. "Are you okay, son?" Yakumaru asked. Naruto nodded. Then Yakumaru turned to face the villagers, his killer intent facing their way. "Leave," he said in his Kyuubi voice. Needless to say, the villagers scattered. Yakumaru turned and picked up his son. He held him close as he heard soft whimpering. "Come on, now. Don't cry. How are going to be Hokage if you cry so much?" he said softly. He knew being Hokage was Naruto's dream, and he promised that he'd help him to reach that goal. Naruto stopped crying. "Okay," he choked out. Yakumaru smiled. "Okay, let's get you home." And with that, Yakumaru shined away. Later that day, "Naruto, get some sleep. Tomorrow is your first day at the academy." Yakumaru called out to his son. "I can't, I'm too excited to sleep," Naruto answered back. It was true, the little blonde boy couldn't wait for the academy. He couldn't wait to show off his dad to the teachers and kids. He hoped he would also make some friends, since he doesn't have any. "Come on now, kiddo, you need sleep to become Hokage." With that, silence. Yakumaru smirked. He liked using that line on his son. Things always went his way. The next day, beep beep beep, Yash! "Today's the day!" Naruto shouted as he stopped his alarm clock and stood and stretched. He picked out his clothes, which wasn't much counting on how his dad had all his orange clothes that a shopkeeper generously gave to him for free, and hopped into the shower. As he got out, he changed and went downstairs, only to see his dad in a bathrobe, slowly sipping on some coffee. Naruto's sweat dropped. "Come on, Tu-chan. We'll be late. Hurry and get dressed." Kyuubi narrowed his eyes. "Something's wrong with that kid. He has too much energy in the morning." He took a sip of his coffee and sighed. "Look, kid, I know you're excited about becoming a ninja. It's just it's too early in the morning, and also I have another A-rank assignment today. I need my quiet time in the morning," Yakumaru said. Naruto frowned. "It's only 6 a.m. Yakumaru smirked. "Exactly, you're usually asleep till 8 or 9. I need my mornings of zen and peace. By that time I'm good and ready, and so will be the academy instructors," Yakumaru added. Naruto whined and went into the living room and turned on the TV. "Stupid Tu-chan, stupid academy, stupid Trojan commercial, at 8 a.m. Tiu-chan, are you done yet?" shouted an impatient 6-year-old. Yakumaru hurried out his room, adjusting his hitite, and slipping on his jonin vest, turned to the boy and sighed. "Shall we go?" All the way to the academy, Yakumaru emitted killing intent, directing at various villagers who dared to glare at the two as they walked. Bastards, the whole lot of them. I don't even know why Minato tolerated such ignorance. As they arrived to the academy, they were the last who arrived. When they stepped through, everyone was silent. The children and their parents just eyed the duo as they entered into the classroom. Various thoughts went through their heads. "God, that's Konoha's demon fox. He's so hot. Humph, the demon and its father have arrived to the academy. I hope that boy is the first to die. My brother talked a lot about this man. To see him in person is just so cool. His son is so cute. I must make him my boyfriend. TCH, Sasuke-kun is way hotter than those two combined. Cha, troublesome. Whoa, that man smells funny. I swear I smelled something animalistic from his scent. I just can't put my finger on it. It's Naruto-kun. Okay, do not faint, do not faint, do not faint." Soon after father and son arrived, a man walked in. He had long blue hair and green eyes. He cleared his throat and said, "Hello students and welcome parents. I am Farito Rivere, and I'm the instructor for the next 3 years. So why don't we start off by introducing yourselves? Starting with you." All eyes turned to a dark blue-haired girl, who just eat Ayano. "I'm H. Hinata Hyuga, and this is my mom, Akikyo Hyuga." Naruto stared at her for a moment. "She's cute, just has a lack of confidence though." "Next?" Farito asked. A boy WTH raven black-haired stood up. "I'm Sasuke Uchiha, this is my brother Itachi Uchiha." All the girls who weren't enthralled by Naruto starting swooning over Sasuke. Yakumaru growled Uchiha. As the list went on, they stopped over the Ino Shikacho, Shino, Kiba, and a few nameless kids. Then it stopped at Sakura. "I'm Sakura Haruno. This is my mother Kira." She then sat down smugly and eyed Sasuke, who just ignored her. "Okay, Demo, Blonde, you're next." Naruto shot up, and Yakumaru followed next. "I'm Naruto Uzumaki. And this is my dad, Yakumaru." The jonin smiled, which caused more women to see hearts in their eyes. Okay, parents, you may leave now. That parents all got up and left, except Yakumaru, who shined away. Okay, kids, today we'll talk about. Naruto decided to talk to the boy next to him. He already has basic academy knowledge. Hey, your name is Sasuke, right? The boy next to him nodded. You'd like to hang out at lunch today? Sasuke smiled and nodded. Yeah, sure. Naruto, Sasuke, pay attention. At lunch, Naruto found Sasuke sitting at a table by himself. Naruto grinned and walked over and sat next to him. Sasuke turned to his new friend. Hey Naruto, Mad Dad told me something about you, he started. Naruto knew where this is going, but kept his grin and faced Sasuke. Really? What did he say? The Uchiha faced him and sighed and looked at the ground. He said you're a demon, and I shouldn't associate with you. At this Naruto frowned, but then Sasuke looked up. Don't worry, I don't listen to my dad anyway, and besides, he probably thinks your father might be one considering he's Konoha's demon fox, the man who slew over 400 enemy neens with his mysterious red chakra. Naruto truly smiled this time. Thanks, Sasuke. Sasuke Kyuun. Naruto-kun. The boys went wide-eyed as a flood of girls came their way. Sasuke picked up his tray in a panic, forgetting about his apple juice. Naruto. Let's go, before they get us. Naruto rose up and faced him. To where? We barely dodged them when we ran to the bathrooms. Sasuke panicked. It doesn't matter, run for it. And so the boys ran outside, toppling over other students who were eating outside. They noticed the fangirls and fanboys get closer and closer. Ah, Sasuke, we're so screwed. Naruto cried. Just then he noticed a hand in the woods, motioning them to follow. Naruto grabbed Sasuke's shirt and followed the hand to the woods. Sasuke turned around to see the crowd of girls going the other way. Sasuke wiped the sweat of his brow. Thanks. Naruto looked up to see a dark blue-haired girl with pale lavender eyes. It didn't help that she was blushing furiously. Ah. That's right, Hinata, Naruto said at last. Sasuke turned around to see the girl and stood up. Thanks for helping us out, but where are we? Anoth, there's a sea clearing ahead. We can go there to eat. Nodding, the boys picked up their trays and followed Hinata. When they arrived, they noticed a huge open space, with lots of trees murring overhead. It was the perfect hiding spot. Naruto was the first to break the silence. Wow, this place is perfect. We would definitely lose those fangirls, as Sasuke? Sasuke nodded. But that's only if Hinata allows us to. Hinata nodded nervously. It's okay, why you guys can hide here for lunch. Naruto was jumping up and down with excitement. Thanks a lot, Hinata-chan. Naruto shouted with glee. He called me Hinata-chan. Hinata fainted with a small smile on her face. After lunch, the three walked together to class. They were the last to arrive, to avoid the fangirls and fanboys. As they walked in class, two girls ran up to them. Ignoring little Hinata, a girl with blonde hair and blue eyes clad in purple was trying to chat with Naruto, while a pink-haired girl with a huge forehead was trying to talk to Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, where were you? I miss you. Yeah, Naruto-kun. Did you get hurt? Say something. They both shouted. Naruto and Sasuke faced them. Sorry, we didn't hear you just now. Sakura and Ino let out an exasperating sigh, while Hinata giggled. Sasuke, Naruto, Hinata, forehead pig. Get to your seats. The teacher bellowed. Needless to say, they all sat down. Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke up front, Ino and Sakura in the back. After class, Yakumaru came to the academy to pick up Naruto. Naruto, let's go. He called. Naruto waved goodbye to Sasuke and Hinata, and caught up with his dad. On their way home, they talked about their day. And it was that cat again. That same cat. I had an A-rank mission to catch a cat. Naruto chuckled while Yakumaru sighed. So how was your day? Naruto smiled. Today, I made 2 friends and a whole bunch of fangirls. And some fanboys too. Yakumaru chuckled at the disdain in Naruto's voice when he mentioned the fanboys. So, what are your friends' names? Sasuke Uchiha and Hinata Hyuga. Damn Uchiha, trying to kill my son for that damn Manjikyu. I bet Fugaku put Sasuke up to this. Naruto gave his father a quizzical look, noticing his scrunched-up face. Two-chan. What's wrong? Naruto asked. Yakumaru looked over to his son. Oh, it's nothing, he said on the outside, but the inside he made a plan. I should get Naruto to invite his friends over, and have Hayashi and Fugaku themselves bring them. That way I can discover that Fugaku put Sasuke up to the task of maintaining Manjikyu. Beep! 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 Kyuso cursed a 6-year-old boy. He groggily woke up, and rubbed his throbbing head. He hopped into the shower, and got his clothes for the day. When he got downstairs he noticed his dad in bathrobe sipping on some coffee. Naruto sighed. Two-chan, I'll see you at 9. I'm so tired. And with that Naruto went upstairs and slept. Yakumaru chuckled. Evidently seems like my special training wore off. Flashback no jutsu. Naruto and his father were outside back, beginning their training regimen. Today, son, we'll learn taijutsu, an advanced weapon training mainly swords. The boy jumped up and down. Yada! He shouted cheerfully. Yakumaru chuckled at his son's antics. I'm going to teach you the Sky Fang Kenjutsu and Heaven Valor Taijutsu. He tossed his son a wooden sword. Naruto caught it and looked up at his Two-chan. Sky Form comes from the spirit. You channel your very chakra into your attacks, such as the ones you'll learn down the road. Today I'm going to spar with you, showing you effective stances, and teaching 3 basic attacks: Blue Moon Buster, Hawk Stroke, and Blade Dance. After their Kenjutsu training, Yakumura got into a Taijutsu stance. Naruto, though exhausted, looked up. This is the only Taijutsu stance for Heaven Valor, which is similar to the Hyuga's Gentle Fist, except you don't channel chakra into Tenketsu. Heaven Valor uses chakra to attack the parts of the body in which it's directed to. Now I'm going to spar with you, try to at least hit me with a chakra-enhanced attack. Kai. Next time he'll think twice about disturbing my quiet time. Yakumura thought. As Naruto arrived at the academy, he sat down between Sasuke and Hinata. Sasuke, Hinata-chan. Naruto started as the two faced him. My dad wants you guys and your dads to come over our house tonight. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. What? Why? He asked. Naruto shrugged. I dunno. Just come over, okay? Sasuke nodded while Hinata sheepishly nodded. Great. I'll see you guys later then. At lunch, Ino and Sakura ran about the schoolyard in panic. They didn't find any trace of Naruto-kun or Sasuke-kun anywhere. Ino ran over to Sakura out in the yard. Sakura, Naruto-kun is nowhere to be found, she shouted. Sakura grunted. Forget Naruto, Sasuke-kun is who we should worry about. Ino huffed. Nua, it's Naruto-kun who we should be worried about. No, Sasuke-kun, Naruto-kun, Sasuke-kun, Naruto-kun. Grr. They started pushing each other, then pulling each other's high, well past lunch. Meanwhile, in a secluded area, children's laughter could be heard through the area. That's a funny story, Naruto-kun, Hinata finally said after laughing so hard. I swear they left a huge trail of piss behind them. Sasuke got an image of the villagers wetting themselves before running off. He chuckled at the mental image. Naruto kept chuckling till he turned to Hinata. You got any funny stories, Hinata-chan? Hinata's smile turned to a small frown. I'm sorry, I don't have any stories. Naruto smiled. It's okay, Hinata-chan, it doesn't matter, Naruto said, still smiling. Hinata plastered on a smile. Thank you, Naruto-kun. After lunch, the teacher strode into class and cleared his throat, silencing the children. Everyone outside, today we'll be sparring. The class groaned, while some other cheered. When they got outside, the teacher handed the students cards with numbers on them. Okay, kids, those cards represent who you will be sparring with. Find the person with the matching card and find a field. Naruto got a card with the number 6 on it. He looked around to find who else got the number to see that a girl with bubblegum pink hair got the same number. Naruto walked over and scratched his neck absent-mindedly. It seems I'm your opponent, he said nervously. Sakura turned around and narrowed her eyes. Faye, you'd better go all out. You need every ounce of strength in that puny body of yours to beat me, she said matter-of-factly. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Puny? I'm taller than you. Sakura paused then looked up at him. Oh, he is taller than me. As they got to their field, they turned to their instructor. All right, class. The rules are simple. Use anything in your arsenal as long as it doesn't hurt your opponent severely. Sakura smirked at the blonde. Prepare to get whooped. I'll make you look like a total fool in front of Ino Pig. Naruto chuckled. I'll make you look like a fool in front of the whole class. Sakura gritted her teeth. Okay, begin. Sakura ran forward to Naruto as he got into his Heaven Valor Taijutsu stance. He waited as Sakura came closer and Naruto smirked. I got you now, he said. Sakura, seeing the attack, Sakura used a minor genjutsu on the field. She charged in front of Naruto, attempting to punch him in the face. When all of a sudden he blocked the attack, Naruto smiled. You shouldn't try to use flashy genjutsu on me, that won't work. Sakura, angry, tried to throw another punch, only for Naruto to slightly shift his head. He leg swept the girl and brought her down roughly. Before she got up, he put his foot on her stomach. Yield, he said. Needless to say, Sakura did just as she was told. Sasuke smirked, Hinata cheered, while the others laughed at Sakura's misfortune. Naruto tried to help the girl up but she smacked his hand away. Don't touch me, she threatened. Naruto shrugged and went into the classroom. Geez, what a total BOTCH. Sasuke walked in the classroom after winning his match and went over to Naruto. They both grinned at each other and gave each other high fives. So how did your match go? Naruto asked. Easy, that loud-mouthed Yamanaka didn't stand a chance. After a few more minuets and a few rounds of tic-tac-toe, Hinata walked in with a smile on her face. Hinata-chan, did you win? Hinata ran over to Naruto and smiled. Hi. I won against Kiba. Naruto smiled proudly while Sasuke gave his famous smirk. Naruto was also proud that Hinata became more confident after that match. The day was finally over and as usual Yakumura was there to pick up his only son. Tu-chan, Naruto shouted as he ran up to hug his father. Yakumura chuckled. Hey there, kid, how was your day? He asked. Naruto gave him a foxy grin. I won my sparring match, but I wouldn't call it a win since it was against a girl. Yakumura ruffled his son's hair. Hey, you know in the shinobi world, gender doesn't matter, so don't worry about it, he said reassuringly. Naruto smiled. Thanks. So, Sasuke and Hinata-chan's parents said they'd be at our house at 7. Yakumura smiled. Okay, I guess we'll have to cut our training short, meaning at 4, we'll shower then clean up, and then we'll be ready for our guests. Naruto then pumped a fist into the air. Yash! Let's go, then. At 7, the doorbell began to ring. Naruto shot up from the couch to answer the door. Hang on, I'm coming, he shouted to the door. When he opened it, he looked up to see 2 men, both with black hair, staring down at him. Hi, are you Hinata-chan and Sasuke's dads? They both nodded, and Sasuke and Hinata walked in with sleeping bags in tow. Hey, Hayashi-san, Fugaka-san. The 2 clan heads turned to see Yakumura walk up to the door. Thanks for letting the kids sleep over at our home. Hayashi nodded. My daughter talks a lot about Naruto. I was a little unsure considering they met yesterday, but she insisted. Fugaka, my kid wouldn't stop nagging me, and it'll be great to have him out of the house while I train Itachi. Yakumura narrowed his eyes and turned to the kids. Hey, you 3 go and watch some TV. I need to talk to Hayashi-san and Fugaka-san. The kids nodded and went off to watch the tube. Yakumura crossed his arms. So, Fugaku, what's your game, eh? Hayashi faced the council member while Fugaku raised an eyebrow. What are you talking about? He asked. You know what I'm talking about. Uchiha. A cold sweat rolled down Fugaku's face at the venom in Yakumura's voice. The Manjikyu Sharingan, you're trying to get Sasuke to obtain by killing Hinata or my son when they become his best friends. Hayashi's eyes widened. Fugaku, is this true? He asked. Fugaku chuckled. As much as I want your child gone, I didn't have Sasuke obtain the Manjikyu by killing your son. I already had my son Itachi kill his best friend, Shishui of the Shunshin, to get the Manjikyu. Sasuke is a failure to the Uchiha. He doesn't deserve such a powerful Sharingan as that. Yakumura growled. Team Fugaku smirked. If that is all that you want, I'll send someone to get Sasuke at the end of the week. Now if you excuse me, I'm late for a meeting. Fugaku bowed a third way and left. Hayashi turned to the Jonin and bowed. I'll bring Hinata home as well by the end of the week. My wife will pick her up then. Farewell. Yakumura closed the door gently and sighed. Team Uchiha, what does he need the Manjikyu for? Those damn eyes, the eyes that killed my kid. He looked over to where Naruto was playing with Hinata and Sasuke. I won't let it happen again. 2 years later. Naruto, get up! Yakumura shouted. Naruto had slept in once again. He's been doing this a lot lately. Yakumura went up to his son's room and kicked open the door. He marched up to Naruto's sleeping form and hit him with a pillow. Needless to say, Naruto woke up. Naruto groggily glared at his father. Damn it, Tusan, I was about to get up, you know. Yakumura sighed. Yeah, right. Now get your ass up, Kit. I'm gonna have to body flicker you there. Naruto nodded and got up into his private shower. 12 minutes later he was downstairs. Naruto was wearing a black short-sleeved shirt with an orange trim, and black pants with orange cuffs. Naruto walked up to his father. K, I'm ready. Yakumura nodded and grabbed hold of the 8-year-old and body flickered away. At the academy, Sasuke and Hinata were waiting for Naruto to arrive. As if on cue, a large puff of smoke appeared and Naruto along with his father appeared. Naruto? Where have you been? Sasuke shouted. Naruto scratched the back of his head. You see, an old lady needed help getting across the street and, Lair. The whole class shouted. Yakumura's sweat dropped. Naruto, I won't be home for 3 days. I got an S-rank mission involving guys wearing black cloaks with red clouds in the area. Kinda weird, huh? So, see you in 3 days. And with that, Yakumura body flickered away. Naruto sat in his seat between Sasuke and Hinata. Naruto smiled at her. Hey, Hinata-chan, how are you doing today? He asked. Hinata smiled. Ever since her mother's death a year back, she grew more distant, but thanks to Naruto and Sasuke, mainly Naruto, she's beginning to smile again. Welcome. Students. A man said as he entered the room. He was a chunin with brown hair and brown eyes with a scar across his nose. I'm Iruka Yumino. I'm your new instructor, and this man here. He signaled for a scrawny-looking chunin with a bandana for a Hittite with sliver hair walk in. Is Mizuki, so why don't you all introduce yourselves? And state your goals and such. He moved along until he stopped at a girl with pink hair. I'm Sakura Haruno. My likes are she looks over to Sasuke across the room talking to Naruto and blushes. And hanging with my friends, I dislike Ino Pig and Naruto Baka. Iruka noted that the boy in question didn't respond. But Ino huffed. And my goal is to become the wife of she looks over to Sasuke and blushes. Iruka nodded. So you like blushing, you dislike Naruto and Ino, and you want to get married to blushing. Okay, Sakura had a tick mark on her head. Ino snickered. So, this Ino Pig is next. Ino grunted. I'm Ino Yamanaka. I like Naruto-kun, and I dislike any girl who is close to him. She sent glares to Hinata who glared back whilst activating her new Byakugan. Oh, and forehead. My goal is to make Naruto-kun my husband. She boldly announced, which caused the Nara fangirls to send death glares to her and the Sasa fangirls humphed. Okay, so the Uchiha is next. Sasuke cleared his throat. I'm Sasuke Uchiha. I like hanging out with my friends, Naruto and Hinata, and I hate the presence of annoying fangirls and homosexual fanboys. Iruka chuckled at Sasuke's cringing fit. And my goal is to beat my brother Itachi in a spar, and get my dad to acknowledge me as an Uchiha. Sasuke sat down, and went back to his doodles of a chibi. Sasuke standing over an unconscious chibi Itachi giving the peace sign. Okay, the blonde one. Naruto sat up. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like my two-san, Hinata-chan and Sasuke. My dislikes are those troublesome fangirls. Naruto looked over to Shikamaru as he glared at the blonde. My goal is to be Hokage. He proudly. The Nara fangirls swooned. Sakura laughed. Naruto jabbed a finger towards her. Hey! What's so funny? Sakura chuckled. What makes you think a loser like you would be Hokage? She said. Sasuke scoffed. You won't be saying that when he does become Hokage. Hinata subconsciously nodded. Sakura stammered. Well, if you think he'll become Hokage, Sasuke-kun, then I think so too. The Sasa fangirls nodded in agreement. Apparently whatever their kami Sasuke says goes. Iruka chuckled. Okay, Miss Hyuga? Hinata stood and pressed her index fingers together. Ayano, I'm Hinata Hyuga. I like hanging with my friends, Sasuke-kun and Naruto-kun. I dislike people who hurt others because of what they are or what they think they are. My goal is to be acknowledged by my father, and Hinata began blushing. Someone else. Iruka was about to say the Inuzuka was next, but he shot up and loudly announced. I'm Kiba Inuzuka. I like training with my super cool nin dog, Akamaru, and I dislike a certain blonde. He sent death glares at Naruto, who was making a collaborated comic book with Sasuke. My goal is to win the heart of a certain girl by beating the crap out of her love interest. Akamaru yipped in agreement as he sent another glare at Naruto, who was showing a comic page to Hinata, who giggled. Iruka frowned slightly. He looked over to Naruto, who was drawing a panel for his comic, while Sasuke was telling him what to write for the speech bubbles. After history class, Iruka clapped his hands. Class, how many of you know jutsu? Almost nobody raised their hands except Naruto, Sasuke, Kiba, Sakura, and Ino. Hinata, you know jutsu, why didn't you raise your hand? Naruto whispered to her. Hinata pressed her index fingers together. I don't know any ninjutsu. Naruto smiled. You don't have to know ninjutsu at all. Taijutsu and genjutsu are just fine. Hinata smiled and raised her hand. Oh, Hinata? I see. Well, class, follow me. They followed Iruka and Mizuki to a large tree. Iruka cleared his throat. Now I want you to practice your jutsu on either the tree if it's ninjutsu, me if it's genjutsu, or Mizuki if it's taijutsu. At that moment, Naruto raised his hand. Yes, Naruto? Iruka asked. Iruka was not like the other instructors. He didn't hate Naruto for having the Kyuubi inside him. He knew full well he was the jailer, not the demon itself. What if we know kenjutsu? Iruka's eyes widened. You know some kenjutsu? Naruto nodded. Iruka then turned to Mizuki. Why don't you hand him wooden sword? Mizuki nodded and handed Naruto the sword and forced a smile. Good luck, Naruto. He said, I'm going to have to burn that stick after class. It has demon all over it now. Okay, Sakura, you're up. Iruka said. Sakura walked up before grinning at Sasuke. Watch me, Sasuke-kun. She walked up to Iruka. So, you know genjutsu? Sakura nodded. Well, show us. She activated a genjutsu, not really showy. It made Iruka look like a child version of him. Kai, Iruka called as the kids watched as the adult form of Iruka appeared. Okay, Hinata, you're next. Iruka smiled as Hinata went up to Mizuki and activated her Byakugan. Hinata hit Mizuki's legs as he stumbled to the ground. Ah, the Hyuga-style taijutsu, well done. Hinata bowed. Kiba? Iruka called. The boy grinned to Hinata and glared at Naruto and ran up to the tree. He looked up at it, then to the class. Oh crap, I really don't know any jutsu. Think out of desperation he faced the class and ran through random hand seals. He activated the jutsu and took the form of a nearly naked woman, her parts hidden by a thin layer of smoke. Iruka had a nosebleed while Mizuki looked unimpressed. As Kiba changed back, Iruka hit him on the head. Idiot, don't ever use that jutsu again. Everyone laughed at Kiba's misfortune. Iruka resituated himself. Sasuke? He asked. The Sasa fangirl faction cooed at him as approached the tree. He went through some hand seals and shouted. Katan, fireball! A miniature flame shot out of Sasuke's mouth as he scorched part of the tree. Iruka looked at him, pleased. Good job, okay Naruto? Naruto looked at Hinata and smiled. Wish me luck. He then passed Sasuke and they gave each other low high fives. Naruto faced Mizuki and drew the wooden sword and got into his kenjutsu stance. Think of Lang from Legaia 2, Duel Saga. Mizuki arched an eyebrow. The Sky Fang Master stance? He muttered. Naruto used a basic move while Mizuki guarded. Sky Fang Art, Blue Moon Buster. He spun halfway around, arched his sword and struck Mizuki full swing. Mizuki stumbled back. Very good, Naruto. Iruka proudly announced. Naruto then made a ram's seal and 5 copies of Naruto came into existence. The real one smirked. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Iruka was indeed surprised. He looked at Naruto in awe. You know Naruto, I could give you the graduation Exen right now. Everyone's eyes widened while Sasuke smirked. Sorry, but no. Naruto said. Iruka nodded in understanding. After class, Naruto went straight home, but Sasuke was walked home by his brother who just came back from a mission. Sasuke told him about his day, and then he turned him down, just like I thought he would. Sasuke said. Itachi gave him his ever-rare smile. I see, he's becoming quite the prodigy. It must be because of Yakuma's strict training. Sasuke nodded. I remembered when Yoko-san trained with Hinata and we barely had the energy to even open our eyes. Itachi chuckled. As they reached the compound they noticed there were no guards there. Suspecting something, Itachi activated his Sharingan. Sasuke, we need to be cautious, he said. As they walked down their way to their house, they looked in horror at the bodies laying on the ground, their family, ruthlessly slaughtered. Itachi covered his brother's eyes. Itachi and why is everyone dead? He said, whimpering. Itachi shook his head. I don't know, he lied. Then, they heard an ear-splitting scream. Okayasin! Sasuke yelled as he ran to his house. Itachi soon followed. As Sasuke arrived, he looked in horror as his mother lay in a pool of blood. Sasuke and Itachi ran over to her. Ka-chan, please wake up. Itachi pointed a hand on her neck. He shook his head. She's gone. Sasuke cried over her lifeless body. Itachi then spun around to deflect a kunai aiming his way. You can come out now, father. Sasuke looked up to see his dad in battle armor, covered with blood, his sword dulled from slicing through so many bones. Fugaku smirked. Well, Itachi, as expected by my own son. Fugaku looked over at Sasuke, as fear struck the boy's face. Dad, why? Fugaku smirked again. They wouldn't follow my orders, so I killed them all save you two. Fugaku drew closer as Itachi drew his A&BU sword. Sasuke, head outside, now. Sasuke ran outside as Itachi soon followed, deflecting kunai as they ran. When they reached outside, Fugaku caught them both with a penetrating gaze of his new Sharingan. It looked like a pinwheel. The Manjikyu Sharingan, Itachi murmured. Fugaku appeared in front of him, and smiled heavily. You made a mistake by not activating yours, Tsukuyami. In a split second, Itachi fell to the ground panting heavily. Sasuke looked at his dad in fear. What do you do to Itachi and Fugaku smiled heavily. You'll find out soon enough, Tsukuyami. In a second, Sasuke fell. He was crying and muttering gibberish. Fugaku grinned. You hate me, don't you? Yes, live with your hatred. Hate me, despise me. Hate will make you stronger. No, Itachi sighed as he stood and looked at Fugaku. Hatred will get you nowhere. You'll be consumed by it. You'll be nothing but a shadow of your former self. Sasuke listened to his every word and muttered. That's right, Fugaku humphed. I don't have time for this. He closed his eyes as his left one bled. As Itachi activated his own Majikyu, he grabbed Sasuke and began to run. They both activated their technique. Amaterasu, black flames counteracted with black flames. Itachi covered his bleeding eye as he deactivated his Sharingan. His vision got slightly worse, but mostly unnoticed. As they ran through the town, people were stunned to see Itachi in a frenzy running with an unconscious Sasuke. He ran towards the outskirts of town to a certain house. As he knocked on the door, a blonde boy opened the door and went wide-eyed. Itachi? What happened, and why is Sasuke shaking? Naruto, take care of Sasuke. I need to go to the Hokage's place. Where is your dad? He's on a mission. Damn, okay, I'm off. Itachi sped off, not thinking about shunshining to the office. Yakumaru went to the Hokage's office. He was pulled out of his mission because of something of immediate urgency. As he went to the office, he saw Itachi, panting heavily. Itachi? What's going on? Yakumaru asked. The Sandaime motioned him over. Yakumaru, Itachi and Sasuke will be living with you. Allow me to explain. As the Yakumaru heard this story, he got angrier and angrier. That team! How could he do that to his own family? Yakumaru shouted. Itachi lowered his head. He was angry that the Uchiha didn't want to go through the coup d'etat. Fugaku snapped and stormed out of the compound. I believe he sought assistance by Madara. Yakumaru smirked. Hey, that old bag of flesh is still around? I know I should have killed that piece of shit when I had the chance. Itachi raised an eyebrow. You ran into him before, Kyuubi-sama? Yakumaru sighed. Don't call me Kyuubi-sama. Anyway, he and I fought 9 years ago. He provoked me by killing my kit. I went mad and tried to kill him. I failed. So I chased him to Konoha in a blind fury. You know the rest. The red-haired Kitsune looked at Itachi. I sensed Madara's influence in Fugaku, so I got wary of you and Sasuke because I thought you two came in contact with Madara. He began to walk out until he stopped. If he is out there, Sasuke and Naruto need to awaken their bloodlines and tap to their fullest potential. Itachi went and grabbed his arm. What do you mean? Naruto has a bloodline? And you know the only way for Sasuke to unlock Manjikyu is to, Yakumaru turned to him, is to experience extreme sadness. You never had to kill your closest friend, and for Naruto his bloodline is the Kagayas, and with it, he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Itachi nodded to the Hokage and puffed away. Sasuke and Naruto were watching TV. Naruto looked over to Sasuke and frowned. Hey, you okay? He asked. Sasuke sniffed. I can't believe this is happening. Tears fell from his eyes as he looked down at the ground. It's okay, man, I know it hurts, but your family wouldn't want you to live in the past, so you should move on for their sake. Sasuke noticed Naruto was panting heavily. Naruto! What's wrong? Sasuke asked. Naruto started sweating profusely. He then fell on the floor and faced away from Sasuke. I can't move, Naruto choked out. Sasuke checked his forehead and noticed 2 red dots on it. Head paid it no mind for now. Naruto, you're burning up. Sasuke began to panic. He didn't know what to do. Just then the door opened. He ran over to see his brother and Yakumaru at the door. Sasuke, what's wrong? Itachi asked. Sasuke pointed to where Naruto was. He's having a fever. And he has these two weird red dots on his forehead. Yakumura smiled. His bloodline has awakened. Itachi nodded as Yakumura ran over to his son to see him passed out on the floor. He noticed red dots on his forehead. Itachi, take Naruto to his room. Sasuke, go to bed, you need rest after what has happened today. Sasuke nodded. The next day, Naruto woke up. He felt like his body was heavier than before. He got out of bed and took a shower. After the shower, he looked at himself in the mirror. He noticed two red dots on his forehead. He started freaking out. He got dressed and ran downstairs. As he got downstairs, he saw his dad, Itachi and Sasuke at the breakfast table. He ran down in to see them. Naruto, you're up. Yakumura said. What's with these dots on my forehead? What's going on? Itachi shook his head. Yesterday night your bloodline awoke. Naruto looked shocked. The bloodline? Naruto and Sasuke both shouted. Yakumura shook his head. Okay, outside. Outside. Naruto and Sasuke stood next to each other as Itachi and Yakumura were across from them. Okay, we don't have time to explain the whole story, but I'll make it short. A great evil is coming and you two have the power to stop it. Sasuke's Sharingan and Naruto's newly discovered bloodline, Shikatsumiyaku, or the Dead Bone Pulse. Naruto went wide-eyed. Wow, what does it do? Yakumura smirked. The Shikatsumiyaku allows you to use your bones as weapons. You can also regenerate and harden your bones as well. And also you can't use jutsu for a week since your chakra coils need to readjust to the bloodline. Naruto frowned at this. So after school, you'll learn to use your Kekkei Genkais. We're gonna train you two to the brink. You two will be the saviors of the elemental nations. Naruto was wide-eyed. He had the fate of the world in his hands. He's only 8. Alright, get your asses to school. Naruto and Sasuke were gone. Sasuke-kun. Naruto-kun. Naruto and Sasuke panicked as the fangirls glomped them. Sasuke-kun, are you okay? Sorry about your clan, Naruto-kun. Those dots on your forehead are so kawaii. Get in your seats. The girls all scattered while Sasuke and Naruto sat with Hinata. Hey, Hinata-chan. You won't believe what happened. I got a bloodline limit. Hinata smiled. That's great, Naruto-kun. What's it called? Sasuke interrupted. We can't tell you, you'll find out on your own. Naruto frowned. He wanted to show off, but nodded. Okay, at lunch, the Sasuke fangirls were desperately looking for their Naruto-kun and Sasuke-kun. Meanwhile, said boys were talking to Hinata in their secret location. Sasuke-kun, are you okay? Hinata asked. Sasuke smiled. I'm fine. If it weren't for Itachi and Naruto, I would have gone crazy and hell-bent on revenge. Naruto smiled. Hinata turned to Naruto and blushed. Naruto-kun, what's your bloodline called? Naruto turned to Sasuke. He gave the okay. It's called the Dead Bone Pulse, Shikatsumiyaku. Hinata went wide-eyed. That bloodline is from Whirlpool. What's it doing out here? Naruto shrugged. My dad says my mom was from Whirlpool, so I must have attained it from her. Hinata nodded. She looked at Naruto's red dots on his forehead. They weren't there before. Naruto-kun, where did those dots come from? Naruto poked at the dots. Well, I woke up with them after my terrible fever. Oh, Naruto-kun. Are you okay? Naruto nodded. Yep, I'm fine except I can't do jutsu for a week, not that I knew any besides Shadow Clone and some D-ranked futon jutsus. Hinata giggled at Naruto's frown. After class, Yakumura and Itachi came to pick the boys up. Itachi spotted them. Yakumura grinned. I hope you guys are ready for training. 5 hours later, Sasuke and Naruto panted as they stumbled inside the home. Their training was tough and unforgiving, but it had its benefits. Naruto learned some new moves involving Sky-Fa using his bones for a sword. Sasuke activated his 2-Tomo Sharingan. He fought his brother until he was on the verge of death, a requirement on getting the Sharingan. I'm exhausted, Sasuke said, wiping of his brow. Naruto nodded. All of a sudden, the door busted open and a Hyuga ran in. Yakumura ran in. What's going on? He asked. The Hyuga panted. Cloud Nin's kidnapped Lady Hinata. Naruto shot up. What? Where is that Teen Kumo Nin now? The Hyuga looked at him. He's probably passing the memorial stone now. Great. I'll catch him. And with that, Naruto sped away. Naruto! Yakumura shouted. Damn, Itachi, Sasuke, follow them! At the memorial stone, the Kumo Nin smirked at a bag in his hand. The bag began to squirm. Damn kid. He kicked the bag until it stopped moving. Oh! I might have killed her. What? He turned to see a boy with deadly red eyes, with slits for pupils. He had blonde hair, blue eyes, dark whisker-like marks on his cheeks, and 2 red dots on his forehead. You bastard, he muttered. I'll kill you! Red chakra burst from the boy. The Kumo Nin fell on his ass. What is a Kage doing here? And what is this red chakra? He hollered. Naruto got on all fours and charged at him with a bone sword in hand. The Kumo Nin blocked the attack with his kunai, but barely. He attempted to leg sweep Naruto, but the blonde jumped up and struck him across his face, leaving a huge scar across it. My face. You little fuck. Right-on, thunderclap. The Kumo Nin hit Naruto with a powerful wave of thunder. Naruto was blown back by the force and slammed into a tree. He fell into the blissful world of unconsciousness. When Naruto opened his eyes, he noticed he was staring at a white ceiling. He wondered if this was heaven, but he noticed that there was a weight on him. He looked over to see a head of midnight blue hair. I'm in the hospital, he thought. He nudged Hinata awake. Hinata-chan, wake up. As he did that, he could have sworn he heard her say something on the lines of Naruto-kun, don't die please. He watched as Hinata's eyes fluttered open, as she looked at him. Naruto smiled. Hi, did you miss me? Hinata's eyes teared up as she glomped him. Oh, Naruto-kun. I thought you wouldn't wake up. This is all my fault. If I didn't get captured you wouldn't have been hurt. She started crying over his shoulder. Naruto wrapped his arms around her to console her. I'm sorry, he whispered in her ear. The door flew open to reveal Sasuke, Itachi, Yakumaru, and Hayashi. Yakumaru went over to hug his son. Naruto, you're okay. Yakumaru bopped him on the head. Ow, what was that for? He shouted. You deserve it. He retorted. Hinata wiped her tears and smiled. Hayashi walked over to her daughter. Hinata, are you okay? Hinata nodded, then Hayashi faced Naruto. I have to thank you to help save my daughter. Naruto gave him a foxy grin. No thanks mentioned. Naruto looked at Itachi. What happened after I was knocked put? Itachi explained what happened. I can't believe Hinata's uncle's dead, I'm sorry. Naruto said. Hinata shook her head. No, it's me to blame, Naruto-kun. No, I'm the one to blame. It's my fault I let that ninja in. My brother died because he couldn't stand to see Hinata sad. He took my place in the offering. I did nothing about it. Stop. Everyone turned to see Sasuke. It's nobody's fault, okay? If it's anyone's blame the Kyuubi. Everyone nodded. So, when do I get out? Naruto asked. As soon as Hayashi checks your chakra coils. Yakumaru replied. Hayashi nodded. Byakugan. He checked Naruto's chakra coils. He deactivated his white eye and turned to Yakumaru. His chakra coils are fine. Yakumaru arched an eyebrow. Well, it seems the red chakra healed your coils. Hinata looked up at the red-haired jonin. Red chakra? She shrugged. I inherited my dad's chakra and, as they all went home, they stopped at Naruto's house. Naruto and Ko said bye to the Hyugas. Hinata walked up to Naruto especially. She looked at the ground and blushed like a maniac. Thanks for saving me, Naruto-kun, she said. Naruto smiled. Thanks, it was nothing. Hinata looked up at him and blushed, and then she unexpectedly kissed him on the cheek and ran off to catch up with her dad. Hinata-chan just kissed me, Naruto said, touching a hand to his cheek. It then hit Hinata. I just kissed Naruto-kun. Needless to say, Hinata fainted with a smile on her face. Naruto, Sasuke, wake up. This was the sound coming from the Uzumaki household every morning, but today was different. Today was the day that Naruto and Sasuke graduate and become full-fledged ninja. Ever since moving in, Naruto and Sasuke became inseparable. They became like brothers. Itachi is still the older brother, while Yakumaru is the demon lord turned father. Speaking of him, Yakumaru burst into his son's room. He picked up Naruto and shook him awake. Dee-dee-dee-da-da, I am up pp. Naruto managed to say. Itachi also shook Sasuke up. Naruto has changed over the years. He wears a black kimono with orange pants that go just past his lower shin, and black ninja sandals. Sasuke was wearing a white coat with the Uchiha fan on the back, and black undershirt, and blue pants and matching ninja sandals. When the two got downstairs, they noticed Itachi was back downstairs in his Jonin outfit. Sasuke walked up to him. Hey Itachi and you're going to be a Jonin sensei? He asked. Itachi nodded. Yes, there hasn't been much excitement since I left the ANBU, and I don't mind teaching the future generation of shinobi. Naruto walked up and nodded. Hey Sasuke and we gotta go. Sasuke turned to his other brother and nodded. Okay, let's go. Before they walked out, Yakumaru's body flickered to the door. Naruto, Sasuke, he said. The boys gave him their attention. Don't show off during the exam, do the bare minimum to pass, got it? Got it. As they got to the academy, Naruto looked around to make sure they weren't being followed. He looked over to Sasuke. Coast is clear, no fangirls in sight. Sasuke nodded and they both walked in, 2 steps inside. Naruto Kun, Sasuke Kun. Holy sure, they didn't get the chance to finish as they were glomped by their 2 biggest fangirls, Sakura and Ino. Naruto-kun, how are you today? Sasuke-kun, did you get a new haircut? Help, that's enough. Called Irika, one of the academy instructors. Ino and Sakura became instantly upset and stalked off. Naruto sighed and secretly thanked Irika as he and Sasuke walked up to the top row next to Hinata. Naruto sighed. Hina-chan, why didn't you help us? Hinata giggled. I didn't have time to react, so I didn't bother. Naruto furiously ruffled his hair, while Hinata laughed. Okay, class. I will call you up individually. You will go into the other room and take the exam, so let's start with Shino Aburame. The boy called Shino got up from his seat and walked into the other room. A few moments later he walked back in with a Hittite on his forehead. He sat back down without even saying a word. Creepy, Naruto thought. The students walked in one by one. Some students walked in with a tayatesh while some walked in with a depressed look on their faces. Sakura Haruno, you're next. Irika said. Sakura jumped from her seat and turned to Sasuke. Wish me luck, Sasuke-kun. Sorry, did you say something? Sasuke said as he turned to his obnoxious fangirl. Sakura had a tick mark on her forehead as she walked inside. Moments later, she walked in with a Hittite on her head. She gave a smile to Sasuke and gave a death glare to Naruto, who just glared back. Hinata Hyuga, you're up. The Hyuga heiress squeaked as she was called up. Naruto put a hand on her shoulder. Hina-chan, you can do it. I know you can. Hinata blushed. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Naruto grinned. Moments later, Hinata walked back into the class, head held high, a leaf Hittite on her neck. She walked over to where Sasuke and Naruto were sitting. Ha, you did it, Hina-chan. Naruto shouted. Sasuke nodded. Kiba Inuzuka, come on up. Irika announced. Kiba walked up and gave a lecherous grin to Hinata and glared to Naruto. Moments later, Kiba walked in with his brand new Hittite. He went straight to Hinata. So what do you think, Hina-chan? Pretty cool, eh? Naruto pointed at him and shouted. I'm the only one who calls her Hina-chan. Kane gave him a smug grin. Yeah? Says who? Naruto glared at him. Says me. Kiba laughed. Yeah, says the guy who has the dots on his forehead. I thought someone was pointing a laser pointer at your head. Naruto grinded his teeth, which gave Kiba a minor headache. No one insults the dots and gets away with it. Naruto was about to throw a punch until Sasuke intervened. Hey Kiba, get your loser ass away from us, unless you want to keep those arms of yours, he said, activating his 3-tomo Sharingan. Kiba gulped. Let's go, Akamaru. While that whole dispute went on, Sasuke was next. Sasuke Uchiha, you're up next. The Sasa fangirls and homosexual fanboys swooned as he was called up. Sasuke cringed at the way the fanboys were licking their lips at him. Do not make eye contact. Do not make eye contact. A few moments later, Sasuke walked in, showing off his leaf Hittite to the class. He walked up to his seat and sat down. Naruto turned to him. So did you do the bare minimum? Naruto asked. Sasuke nodded. Yup, 3 shadow clones easy, yeah? Naruto grinned. Naruto Uzumaki? Irika looked up at him. Naruto nodded and got up and went to the room. As he got in, he saw the Chunin instructors and Irika who just walked in. He faced the blonde Kagaya and smiled. Okay, the requirements to pass the class are simple. Do a henge, and make a clone. Naruto nodded. Mizuki looked at him at disgust. He can't pull of that clone, he'll fail for sure, he has such terrible chakra control A/N. Mizuki's mind didn't register the fact Naruto can do shadow clones. Okay, transform. Naruto had transformed into a perfect likeness of Irika. Irika smiled and nodded. Okay, now show us 3 clones. Naruto grinned and transformed back. Shadow clone jutsu. 3 solid clones poofed into existence. Irika was impressed. Well done, I expected nothing less from Sasuke's brother, good job. You pass. Mizuki stood up. Wait a second. Naruto didn't even make a clone, he said, pointing a finger. Mizuki, we went over this already. Shadow clones are just the same as regular clones, except they are solid. If any academy student can make a shadow clone is good enough to pass. Mizuki was seething. His plans were ruined. Fine, he shouted. Naruto laughed as he got his Hittite from his teacher. What's the matter? Are you sad that your plans went down the toilet? The academy instructors looked at him. Plans? Irika asked. Naruto grinned. You'll have to ask the Hokage about that. He's been eyeing Mizuki for a while. After class, everyone was outside talking about ninja stuff. Now that we're genin, or so they think, they'll be able to go on dangerous missions, and other kinds of stuff. Naruto and Sasuke watched in amusement as Mizuki was dragged away by Anbu. They looked up from their seats to see Itachi, chewing on some Pocky waiting for them. They went over to him and showed their Hitayatesh. See, we passed, and we did the bare minimum, Naruto said proudly. Itachi smirked. Good job, how about we go to Ichiraku's to celebrate? Naruto and Sasuke happily nodded. At the ramen stand, Itachi watched on in amusement as Naruto and Sasuke had an eating contest, Naruto winning of course. Another bowl, please. Naruto shouted to Tuchi, owner of the ramen bar. Coming right up, he said happily. Sasuke glared at Naruto. I swear, you must have 5 stomachs. Naruto shook his head. Nope, just one big one. Itachi smiled. Cute, isn't it? Said a new voice. He turned to the voice and blushed. There was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. Right it is, he said, trying to hide his blush. I am giggled. True, so what's the occasion? Itachi tried to look away from the girl. They passed their genin exams. I am put her hands together. That's wonderful, she exclaimed. Itachi nodded as he watched Sasuke go down in defeat. Now, it wasn't rare to see Itachi smile, but smiling this much was weird. Sasuke and Naruto couldn't help but notice this. Nah, Itachi and I. Why are smiling so much? It's scaring us. Sasuke asked. Itachi looked on ahead and took a bite out of his Pocky stick. Nothing, it's absolutely nothing. Naruto was making his way to the Hokage's office to get his picture taken. His brother Sasuke was already there. Naruto fastened his pace so he could get there on time. As he got to the mansion, he saw Sasuke walk out. Hey Sasuke and did you get your picture taken yet? He asked. Sasuke nodded. Cool, I'll see you down in a bit. And with that, he went inside. As the blonde went inside, he noticed Hinata walking down the stairs. Hey, Hina-chan! Naruto called. Hinata looked up and blushed. Oh hail, Naruto-kun, she said. Naruto grinned. So, you got your picture taken? Hinata nodded. Great, so anyway, what team do you think we might be on? Hinata looked up at him. No, I was hoping to be on Kurenai's Genin team, she's been like a mother to me. But I really want to be on your team, Naruto-kun. Nodded smiled. I was personally hoping to be on Itachi-Nizen squad. Hinata looked up. Itachi-kun will have a Genin team? Naruto nodded. Yeah, and I'm really hoping I'll be on his team. But anyway, I held up enough of your time, see you later. Naruto waved and walked up the stairs. Oh. Hina-chan. Hinata turned. You shouldn't wear such a heavy coat like that in the summertime, you should save it for winter or going on missions up north. Needless to say, Hinata left the mansion with something to think about. After Naruto got his picture taken, he asked for the Sandaime to talk, he asked for everyone to leave his office for a moment. The aged Hokage sat down at his desk. So, Naruto-kun, is there anything you want to talk about? He asked. Naruto nodded. It's about my bloodline limit and my inheritance to the Namikaze estates. Sarutobi leaned forward. I'm listening, he said quietly. Okay, I'm asking that you make sure my being a Namikaze secret from the public until I make Chunin, and also my bloodline will be made public that day as well, since I'll be using it in the Chunin exams no doubt. Sarutobi took a puff from his pipe. And what makes you so sure you'll be Chunin by the end of the exams? He inquired. Naruto grinned. I'll make sure of it, and I'm pretty sure the council will have my back. Like it or not, at the point he mentioned the council, he stopped smiling. Sandaime nodded. He had told the council about his bloodline limit being the last of its kind in the world. The council wanted him to inherit his biological father's fortune as soon as possible. But when he tells them this, they'll get off his back. So what about the Shikatsumiyaku? The old Hokage asked. Naruto shrugged. It won't be the Kagaya bloodline anymore, it'll be the Namikaze bloodline, he said matter-of-fact-ly. Sarutobi nodded. I'll talk to the council, you'll have nothing to worry about. Naruto nodded and was about to head out the door when all of a sudden, all right, old man, today is the day I defeat you and become Hokage, shouted a little boy who barged in with a shuriken in hand, only to fall flat on his face. Naruto turned to the Sandaime as if asking, who is this brat? Sarutobi mouthed. My grandson, Konohamaru. Naruto nodded and turned to the boy who was now getting up. Ow, he said. He looked up at Naruto. Hey. You tripped me, he shouted. Naruto had a tick mark on his head. I didn't trip you, you little brat, he shouted at the boy. Konohamaru pointed a finger at him. You can't call me that, I'm the honorable grandson of the third Hokage. Naruto gave him a smug grin. I just did. Suddenly, Naruto heard some footsteps, followed by someone calling, honorable grandson, honorable grandson. Just then, a man with sunglasses and a bandana with Konoha's symbol on it appeared through the doorway. He looked down at Konohamaru, then at Naruto. You ruffian, what are you doing with honorable grandson? Naruto shrugged. Nothing, so who are you Konohamaru looked up at the man and whined. Ebisu-sensei. Do I have to go now? He asked. Ebisu nodded. Of course, now let's go. Konohamaru and his teacher left. A/N, since Naruto didn't come up with the sexy jutsu, Konohamaru won't learn it from him. Naruto arrived at the academy the next month. Today was the day they get their genin teams. Naruto sat next to Sasuke while Sakura sat next to him. She arrived early for the occasion. Naruto and Sasuke were waiting for Iruka to arrive. Naruto was blowing a strand of his hair away from his eyes while Sasuke has adopted his new brooding pose, as Itachi and Naruto put it, whilst ignoring Sakura's advances. Naruto was about to sleep when Hinata walked through the door. The boys all gaped at her, except Naruto and Sasuke, when they saw her without her coat on. The girls all were jealous at Hinata because she was more developed than they were. She sheepishly ignored the wolf whistles and cat calls and made her way to Naruto. Then Namikaze smiled at her. Hey Hina-chan. I see you got rid of that coat, you look prettier without it, he commented. Hinata blushed furiously and nodded. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Naruto gave her his trademark grin. Iruka cleared his throat, signifying the student's undivided attention. Iruka grinned. Okay, today is the day at last. Today is the day you become full-fledged shinobi. But let me tell you this. Forget about your little crushes that are far beyond your reach. The shinobi world is harsh and cold. Silly crushes won't get you anywhere. In the shinobi world, you are expected to kill, fight, and ultimately die for your country and your beliefs. Iruka stopped and noticed some students going wide-eyed. While some were looking down at the ground in deep thought, Iruka continued. But you will have friends and allies along the way, making things a lot less harsh than it really is. But one day your friend may be your enemy. So if any of you think that you don't have what it takes to be a shinobi, hand me your hatayatesh and leave. When Iruka noticed that no one was walking up, he smiled. Okay, so let's get started. Team 1 will be consisted of. Naruto was too excited to pay attention. he turned to Sasuke. Hey Sasuke, whose team you think we'll be on? Sasuke shrugged. Who knows? Sakura then saw this moment to creep up on Sasuke's shoulder. Naruto Yubaka, nobody knows what team they'll be on until Iruka-sensei calls them, right Sasuke-kun? Sasuke turned to her with a bored expression. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Sakura frowned and slowly withdrew herself. Naruto and Hinata laughed. Team 7 will consist of Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto looked up. Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke and Naruto gave each other high fives. And Sakura Haruno. Sasuke and Naruto face faulted. Sakura squealed, shouting true love conquers all. While Hinata looked teary-eyed, I don't get to be on Naruto-kun's team. Your Jonin-sensei will be Itachi Uchiha. Naruto and Sasuke looked up again. They turned to each other and grinned. Sakura was puzzled at Naruto and Sasuke's interaction. How does that baka Naruto know who Itachi Uchiha is? I'm pretty sure Sasuke-kun told him, but I bet he doesn't know him personally. Team 8 will be consisted of Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aburame, and Kiba Inuzuka. Naruto gave a feral growl at Kiba's name, while Kiba was jumping up and down. Yahoo! Akamaru, we get to be on Hina-chan's team. Hinata winced. She didn't like it when Kiba called her that. She only let Naruto, Sasuke, Kurenai, Itachi, Yakumaru, and her late mother, but never Kiba. She turned to Naruto, who gave her a sad smile. He mouthed, I'm sorry. Hinata smiled sadly as well. And your Jonin-sensei will be Kurenai Yuhi. Hinata looked up. At least she had some good news, if only a little. Team 9 is still cycling from last year, so Team 10 will consist of Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi. Your Jonin-sensei will be Asuma Saratobi. Ino was upset. She didn't get to be on Naruto-kun's team. Now she is on a team with a fat ass, though she won't say it, lest she suffers an Akamichi's wrath, and a lazy Nara. Okay class, your senseis will meet with you after lunch, so get out of here and eat. At the Jonin lounge, Itachi was sitting on the couch, thinking about the brown-haired beauty he met. He chewed some of his pocky and sighed. Ita-chan has a crush. Ita-chan has a crush. He looked up to see Asuma and the rest of the Jonin-senseis, and Kakashi, grinning at him. Do not, he said in defense. Do too. Then why are you blushing? Kurenai pointed out. Itachi couldn't hide his blush in his Jonin outfit, but tried to nonetheless. Okay, maybe a small crush, emphasis on small, he stated. Everyone looked at him with a yeah right expression on his face. So enough about me, how about our students? Do you think Hinata will work well with Kiba Kurenai? She isn't very fond of him. Itachi said. Kurenai shrugged. I'll have to work something out later. So what about that Sakura girl? Do you think she'll make good assassin material? If all things sure, Hinata would make a better one than her. Itachi shook his head. No, Hinata is too soft-hearted, she's better at tracking anyway. And if Sakura isn't cut out to be an assassin, I'll let Hokage-sama know. Kakashi then stepped up. But I don't see why Hokage-sama wouldn't let me be the sensei of your team. I would have made a great sensei, the weasel snickered. Probably because of your constant tardiness. Kakashi face faulted, then Itachi and the other Jonin senseis stood up. Sorry Kakashi, but we have to go now, our teams await. And with that, they all left, leaving Scarecrow in the dark. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura were in the classroom. Sasuke was brooding, Sakura was ogling Sasuke, and Naruto was talking to Hinata as much as he can. Suddenly, the Jonin senseis walked in. Itachi greeted his team. Team 7, the roof, in 4 minuets, he said as he vanished in a puff of smoke. Sakura walked outside to get to the roof, while Sasuke and Naruto smirked. Body flicker? You know it. Naruto gave Hinata a quick peck on the cheek. Her face and body flickered away. On the roof, Sakura made it to the roof in good time. She was going to be the first on there, other than her sensei, to make it to the roof, or so she thought. When she made it to the roof, she saw Itachi, Naruto, and Sasuke laughing and talking. Sakura was angry at Naruto, so she stormed up to him. Naruto Baka, how did you get up here so fast? She demanded. Naruto looked up at her from his sitting position and shrugged. Body flicker jutsu, it comes in handy. Sakura was about to scream until Itachi cleared his throat. Okay, Sakura, sit down. We'll introduce ourselves. Why don't you show us how it's done, sensei? Sakura asked. Itachi nodded. I'm Itachi Uchiha. I like my brothers and my surrogate father. I hate the man who destroyed my clan and people who threatened my brothers. My goal is to re-establish the Uchiha police force and rebuild the clan. Itachi signaled to Naruto. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like my brothers, my dad, and Hina-chan. I dislike those who are too shallow to see people for who they are, and people who hate other for what they have. My dream is to establish a new clan with my Kekkei Genkai, and be Hokage. Sakura laughed haughtily. You don't have a bloodline limit, you baka. She retorted. Naruto laughed back. Shows what you know. The pink-haired Kunoichi turned to Itachi. Itachi-sensei, does Naruto really have a bloodline limit? Itachi nodded. Yes, he does. He's the last of his clan, like Sasuke and I. Sakura just looked questionably at Naruto. Him, the last of his clan? Only Sasuke-kun has that title, not that baka. Pinky, I said you're next. Sakura looked up at the Uchiha-sensei. Oh, sorry. I'm Sakura Haruno, my likes are, turns to Sasuke and blushes, my dislikes are Ino Pig and Naruto Baka. Naruto had a look that said why me? And my goals revolve around, turns to Sasuke and blushes, Itachi sighed. A fangirl nothing I can't fix. So Sasuke. You're next. Sasuke nodded. I'm Sasuke Uchiha, I like my brothers, Hina-chan, and my surrogate father. I hate the man who eliminated the Uchiha clan, and my goal is to rebuild the clan and form a clan alliance with the future clan. Itachi nodded. Okay, tomorrow we will begin our training exercise. And one more thing he started before walking off. Don't eat breakfast, you'll throw it back up. Sakura ran straight to Ino's house after coming back from meeting her squad. She pulls up at her house and rings the doorbell. Just then, a man with sandy blonde hair answered the door. Inoichi smiled. Sakura, are you here to see Ino-chan? He asked. Sakura nodded. Yeah, I need to talk to her about something. Inoichi nodded. Okay, I'll go get her. Sakura watched as the Yamanaka clan head walked upstairs to get his daughter. He later returned with Ino in tow. I'll leave you two alone, he said as he walked off. Ino put her hands on her hips. So what is it now, forehead? I was making future plans for Naruto-kun and mine's marriage, Sakura deadpanned. Look, whatever, but I need to talk to you about him, it's very important. Okay, come to my room, she said. She led Sakura to her room. Her room was very neat and tidied up. The walls were a soft purple color. Sakura noticed that she has an assortment of stuffed animals on her bed. One in particular is an orange nine-tailed chibi-styled fox named Naruto. Ino sat at her desk where a photo of the graduating class. Ino had hearts around Naruto, forehead written next to Sakura, and bitch next to Hinata. She grabbed her Naruto and looked up at Sakura. So, what do you want to talk about? She asked. Sakura sat on her bed. Well, I learned something new and strange about Naruto. Ino gave Sakura his undivided attention. Really, what? Tell me. Sakura looked at her. He has a bloodline limit. Achoo, eh? Naruto, you don't have cold, do ya? Sasuke asked. The two had finished their sparring sessions with Itachi and Yakomaru. They had gone to bed after they showered. Nah, I think some chick must be talking about me, Naruto stated as he went to sleep. Oh, how right he was. The next morning. Alright, Ototos, I'll be at the training ground 20 soon. Remember, don't eat breakfast, Itachi said with a hint of killing intent before his body flickered away. Naruto turned to Sasuke and grinned. So, are we gonna have waffles or cereal? When Sakura arrived at training ground 20, she noticed Sasuke and Naruto were there, sitting against a tree, Sasuke brooding, and Naruto was fast asleep. She decided to walk over to Naruto. Much to Sasuke's surprise, she began to nudge him a bit. Naruto no answer. She shook him a bit. Naruto. Still, no response. So now, she proceeded to violently shake him awake. Naruto Baka. Naruto snapped awake. Sakura then let go of him. Hun? Sakura, what do you want? I was trying to sleep until Itachi-sensei decided to come out of hiding. Itachi, who was hiding in the bushes, smirked. Baka, what are you? Whatever, anyway. Tell me about your Kekkai Genkai. Sasuke looked at Naruto and Naruto looked at Sasuke. He shrugged. Nope, you'll find out later. Sakura had a tick mark on her head. Why won't you tell me? Naruto sighed. You'll find out later. Sakura screeched, she about to pound Naruto into the dirt until Itachi made his appearance. He told them all to gather around the 3 tree stumps, used for target practice. Itachi held up 2 bells. Okay, Gakis. Today is for me to administer the test. I have 2 bells here, get one from me, and you get to eat lunch and stay on the team. Sakura spoke up. What if we don't get a bell, Itachi-sensei? Itachi grinned. You'll be sent back to the academy. Sakura froze. She looked over to Sasuke, to him, and Naruto not even flinching. So now, if you are all done with the questions, let's get started. The shinobi all retreated to the woods around them. Sasuke found Naruto and went over to him. Hey Naruto, I have an idea. Meanwhile Sakura hid into the woods until she got a perfect view of the field where Itachi stood patiently. She then saw Naruto jump down from wherever he was and began to engage Itachi. Alright, Itachi Nizan, those bells are mine, he declared. Itachi scoffed. Oh really? Let's find out, Naruto-kun. Naruto removed his battle kimono, revealing his exposed upper body. Naruto pulled out a bone sword from his shoulder and got into his stance. Sakura looked in mild awe and disgust, all because she finally got to witness his Kekkai Genkai. Disgust because of what the Kekkai Genkai is. And also another set of eyes, one that none of the genin knew, went wide-eyed and retreated with a thought on his mind. I'm not the last one after all. Does that mean he lied to me? Itachi grinned. The Shikatsumiyaku, I see. Naruto smirked as he charged forward. The blonde genin made a series of stabs towards the Uchiha-sensei. Itachi managed to dodge them all without even using his Sharingan. Naruto then proceeded to use Sky Fang Art, Rabbit Attack, to stab Itachi in the heart. He was in mild shock as Itachi grabbed his wrist before he had the chance for his move to connect. Itachi squeezed it enough for Naruto to drop his bone sword, and proceeded to toss him in the air. Now's my chance, Sasuke thought as he charged forward while Naruto rebounded from his fall behind him. While Itachi was distracted, Sasuke threw a punch, but to his disappointment, Itachi caught it. Foolish little brother, Itachi joked as Sasuke pulled back his punch. Sasuke then attempted to engage him in a taijutsu fight. Sasuke jumped up and attempted to kick Itachi in the head. Itachi grabbed his foot and spun him around. Sasuke regained his footing and crouched down and kicked Itachi in the chin, causing him to go airborne, but to Sasuke's disappointment, a shadow clone, he then felt a pair of hands grab his ankle and drag him under. Itachi rose and smirked. Doton, Headhunter Jutsu success. Sakura panicked when she saw her Sasuke-kun go down, and she waited for him to get back up, but he didn't. Sakura got up from her hiding spot and ran over to Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, are you okay? Eek. She fainted when she saw Sasuke buried from the neck up, thinking he was decapitated. Sasuke and Itachi's sweat dropped. I'm going to have to fix that fast, Itachi thought. Naruto leapt down from the tree and laughed his ass off at Sakura's scream. He went over to Sasuke and grinned. That was priceless, Sasuke said to his brothers. Naruto laughed some more. Here, let's get you out, he said as he made a shadow clone. The clone then used substitution to switch with Sasuke, then proceeded to poof away. Just when they were about to think of a plan, a timer went off. Itachi's body flickered between them. Time's up, grab Sakura and tie her to the training post. When Sakura came to, she noticed her sensei, Naruto Baka, and Sasuke-kun were all looking at her. Itachi was the first to speak. Welcome back to the land of consciousness. Concession stands are to your left, and he got elbowed in the arm by Sasuke. Sakura decided to go up to until she realized she couldn't move. She noticed the rope around her body and then noticed she was suspended in the midair. She then let out a yell. What am I doing here, tied to this post? She shouted. Itachi sighed. You never made an attempt to get a bell. Sasuke and Naruto were the only ones, and plus your skills and sense of teamwork is drop-dead pitiful, he said bluntly. Sakura looked down. But, Naruto Baka and Sasuke-kun didn't even get a bell, or did they work together? She then looks up at Itachi with pained eyes. From what I saw, Naruto Baka got in Sasuke-kun's way. Itachi radiated some killing intent. I appreciate that you don't insult my Naruto like that. He is not a Baka. He could easier be smarter than me if he wanted to. And Naruto didn't get in Sasuke's way. They work out a plan to get the bells. They would have succeeded had they ran out of time to fully go out with the plan. At any time, you could have sneaked in and took the bells from me. But you didn't. In fact, the only thing you did was scream like the little girl you are. Sakura looked down, ashamed. She really didn't do much for the team at all besides scream and faint, she thought. Itachi looked at her and sighed. So now that you know your mistakes, are you willing to work on this team? Are you willing to be dedicated to be a kunoichi? Are you willing to give up your silly infatuation with my little brother Sasuke, and be serious and proud leaf ninja? Sakura looked up with full determination in her eyes. Hi, she answered. Itachi smirked. You all pass, welcome to Team 7. Naruto and Sasuke grinned as Itachi cut the ropes, letting Sakura down. He handed them lunchboxes as they sat down and ate lunch. As they ate, Sakura had a question. Itachi-sensei, you said that Naruto was your Naruto? But isn't Sasuke-kun your brother too? Itachi laughed. Of course he is, and Naruto is my brother too. The only thing that is keeping us from becoming real brothers is blood. Sakura nodded. She finally got to know why Naruto kept calling Itachi Nizan even though they weren't related. Another question got Sakura's mind. Itachi-sensei? What is this squad for? I know Hinata's squad is tracking, Inopig's squad is capture and interrogation, but what about us? Itachi took a bite out of his pocky and simply said, escorts and assassination. He smirked as he saw Sakura pale. Okay, you guys are dismissed. Tomorrow we'll begin our first mission, be at the Hokage Tower at 800 hours. And with that, he, Naruto, and Sasuke's body flickered away, leaving Sakura alone. Meanwhile, a sickly-looking young man with white hair, a battle kimono with shinobi pants, and 2 red dots on his forehead, bowed to his master. His master stood. Report, Kimimaro. I do hope that your mission was a success, he said in a slippery tone. Kimimaro Kagaya bowed. Hi, your vessel was training with his Jonin-sensei and teammates. He hasn't used the Sharingan, so he must not have obtained it. His master opened his slit yellow eyes and glared into Kimimaro's sickly soul. I see, now be gone. Kimimaro bowed and walked off, thinking of how he could meet up with his relative from Konoha. This is Sunshine in position. Weasel, do you copy? This is Weasel, Fish Cake. Are you in position? Hi, I've located the target, roughly 30 feet from me and Blossom. I see, Blossom, zero in on the target. Roger. Sakura jumped out of her hiding spot to capture the target, which is the daimyo's wife's cat, Tora. The cat, seeing her, hissed and ran away. Sakura radioed in, Fish Cake, the target is on the run. It is heading towards you. Roger that. Naruto jumped out from his hiding spot and pulled out some bones to make a makeshift cage around the cat. Tora then tried to jump out, but Naruto had already put his battle kimono over the cat, suffocating it, of course, until it decides to surrender. Naruto radioed to the team. This is Fish Cake, the cat has been secured. Sunshine, bring the cage. Sasuke walked out of his hiding with the cage. Naruto hoisted the cat up and stuffed it into the cage. Itachi and Sakura walked up to them. Mission success, let's go and report to the Hokage. The 3 genin nodded and body flickered away. On the way back to the Hokage Tower, Team 7 ran into Team 8. Naruto instantly ran over to Hinata. Hina-chan. How was your mission? He asked her. Hinata blushed a bit. Well, we went out to the farms pulling weeds and such. She answered. Naruto frowned a bit. This sounds downright boring. Why do we get such boring missions? He shouted to the sky. Itachi put a hand on his shoulder. Because you're only rookie genin, you've been out of the academy for only 5 months. Naruto sighed while Hinata giggled. Kiba meanwhile glared at Naruto. Sakura noticed this and narrowed her eyes. Damn you, Hinata! You got 2 boys fighting over you. She thought. That's only because she's a Hyuga. I bet she has boys flocking all around her. Oh no, she might try to take Sasuke-kun away from us. Inner Sakura concluded. That little bitch. When Sakura came out of her thoughts, she saw the conjoined teams at the entrance to the Hokage Tower. Sasuke waved a hand towards her. Yo! Sakura, are you coming or not? He asked. Sakura looked over at him. Coming, Sasuke-kun. As they were walking up the tower, Kurenai noticed the change in behavior of her genin. While Shino remained impassive, Hinata was chatting openly with Naruto. While Kiba was glaring at the two, mainly Naruto, she even heard him growl whenever Hinata called Naruto Naruto-kun and Naruto called Hinata Hina-chan. At last, they made to the Hokage's office. Itachi and Kurenai stepped forward. Mission success, we've delivered Tora to its owner, and received payment. Itachi said. Mission accomplished, we finished pulling the weeds for Dorion-san's garden, and received payment. Kurenai stated. The Hokage nodded and turned to Irika, who was rummaging through files. Okay, we have some more missions for Team 7, like gardening, painting a house and babysitting. Naruto growled in frustration. Grr. I'm sick and tired of D-rank missions, we've been doing D-ranks for 5 frickin' months. I want a C-rank, at least. Naruto finished. Irika sighed. Fine, how about this? A C-rank escort mission to Wave Country. All you have to do is protect the client from bandits and thieves. Do you want this? Naruto looked up eagerly at Itachi. He closed his eyes and sighed. We'll take it. Naruto shouted Yada, while Sasuke smirked and Sakura glared at Naruto for his enthusiasm while Hinata giggled. Sarutobi nodded. Bring in the client. The ANBU at the door nodded and opened it, revealing a middle-aged civilian man with a bag of tools on his back, and some sake in his hands. He looked at Team 7, and furrowed his eyebrows. What is this? I get a pack of weak brats? The blonde with the dots is especially weak. Before his team, and Hinata, could unload on the man, Itachi glared at him with his Sharingan spinning wildly. I'll have you know that my team isn't weak. My team has been training for this kind of mission, and will be more than enough to protect you. Tazuna shifted nervously in his gaze. He gulped. I'm not buying it. Itachi sighed, then came up with a solution. Then how about we bring one more person with us? He then turned to the Hokage. If that is all right with you, Hokage-sama. Sarutobi nodded. Of course, but who are you going to bring? Itachi turned his gaze to Kurenai. Kurenai-san, I was wondering if you'd let me borrow Hina-chan for this mission. I'll be sure to bring her back in one piece. Kurenai looked down to Hinata. She nodded with determination in her eyes. She then looked up at Itachi. Okay, but you better make sure she comes back safely or I'll castrate you, she threatened. Itachi nodded nervously, knowing she will hold up to that threat. No, promise. Okay, meet at the gates in 1 hour. Pack everything you'll need. And with that, Team 7 and Hinata body flickered away. Naruto and Sasuke arrived home, and walked in. They noticed Yukumaru sitting on the couch with a bored expression. Naruto walked over to him. Hey, Two-san, we got a C-ranked mission. Yukumura looked at him with his blood-red eyes. No shit? He asked. Naruto nodded. Yukumura smiled. Finally. I was about to visit the old man about that tomorrow, but, oh well. Naruto nodded. Oh yeah, I gotta go, I need to pack. And with that, he went to his and Sasuke's room. Yukumura smiled fondly, and gazed at his fox fang necklace. I'll have to teach him that jutsu, when he gets back. With Hinata. Hinata had finished packing 20 minutes early, so she waited by the gates. She noticed Sakura walk up to her with her stuff in tow. Hinata, I need to ask you something, she said in all seriousness as she walked up to Hinata. Sure, Sakura, what do you want? Sakura gritted her teeth at the innocence in her voice. Why are you playing Naruto and Kiba like that? I know you're making Kiba jealous by pretending to like Naruto. You've been using him, since you met. Sakura said this was the part where Hinata would laugh evilly and say, you're right, muhahaha. But it was the opposite. Hinata glared at Sakura in fury. I'm not playing anybody. I don't even like Kiba. I would never do that to Naruto-kun. I just wouldn't because Hinata began to blush a bit. Sakura was confused. What do you mean? Kiba always glares at Naruto because he's with you, and so I thought. Well, you thought wrong. Kiba only likes me because I'm a Hyuga. Naruto-kun likes me because of who I am. He would never want to see me sad. When my mother died, he was there for me. He truly cares for me. Sakura scoffed and looked behind her to see Naruto, Sasuke, Itachi, and the client heads towards the gate. Itachi walked up to the girls. Are you all set? He asked. The girls nodded. Okay, let's head out to Nami no Kuni. As the Team 7 plus Hinata made their way to Wave, Itachi couldn't help but notice the change in demeanor of his team since Hinata joined. Naruto and Sasuke became more talkative, and one or more occasion, Naruto and Hinata would flirt with each other. But Sakura, she was glaring at Hinata with such intensity it could melt the polar ice caps in 3 to 4 seconds while looking away. Itachi shook his head. He looked at the client between Naruto and Sasuke to see him more sober since they started their journey. This is the best thing that has happened won this mission action-wise. And then I mastered it. That jutsu could wipe out a forest. Naruto bragged. Sasuke smirked while putting his hands in his pockets. Heh, my jutsu could incinerate a forest. There probably wouldn't be any ashes left. Naruto laughed. Hinata giggled, while Sakura was starstruck. Cha! Sasuke-kun knows a super cool jutsu. Take that, Naruto baka and white-eyed witch. Naruto looked over to Sasuke. True, but the combined jutsus could destroy a hidden village if we wanted to commit suicide by using up all our chakra. Hinata went wide-eyed, and she could have sworn Sakura and Tazuna did the same. Itachi remained impassive. Later, as Team 7 was on their way to Wave, Naruto noticed something off a puddle. He thought it hasn't rained in weeks unless he looked over to Sasuke and Hinata to see that they both noticed the puddles by their body language. Naruto walked up to Itachi and made hand signs. 2 enemy neens, use lightning blade. Itachi nodded and stopped. Okay kids, this looks to be a good spot to show you all an A-ranked assassination jutsu called lightning blade. It's a jutsu my ANBU buddy, Kakashi uses. He taught it to me after I moved in with Yakumaru and Naruto. Itachi walked between the puddles and prepared the seals. Now watch closely, and no using the Sharingan to copy it, Sasuke. Sasuke sighed, but nodded. Itachi placed his right hand towards the ground. The girls and Tazuna looked amazed as lightning crackled to life in his hand. They noticed a current of lightning flow away from him to the puddles. Sakura and Tazuna were stunned when 2 ninjas emerged from the puddles and were shaking violently as lightning coursed through them. In a few moments they dropped. Itachi smirked. That was lightning manipulation. I used to kill the 2. Itachi said matter-of-factly. He signaled Naruto and Sasuke to identify the bodies. It's Meizu and Gozu, 2 missing neens from Kirigakure no Sato. Sasuke said. Hinata dug into her backpack until she pulled out a small blue book. Sakura noticed this as the bingo book. Hinata began to read. They are C-ranked missing neens. Their bounty is 3,000 ryo each. They are Chunin ranked and attack in a pair. They are also known as the Demon Brothers. Naruto gave a thumbs up to Hinata as she blushed a bit. Sakura growled. Itachi nodded to the Hyuga. Okay, all of you watch what I'm going to do. Tazuna, you can turn away. The genin watched as Itachi beheaded the 2 Nukanins and sealed them into a scroll. The genin had mixed reactions. Sakura threw up her lunch. Hinata shivered a bit. Sasuke and Naruto looked indifferent. They had killed before, not humans of course. Itachi stood up and glared at Tazuna, who turned back around, and activated his copy wheel eye. Tazuna-san, I believe you have some explaining to do, he said. He took a step, to only see Tazuna back away. The genin, minus Sakura, noticed a small smirk on Itachi's face. He took another step forward as Tazuna took 2 steps back. Not only were they ninja, he started as he took another step forward, but they were missing nin as well, Chunin to be exact. If you have ninja after you, then this mission is easily A-ranked or high B-rank. Far out of most genins reach. Itachi closed his eyes and Tazuna sighed in relief as they went back to normal. But not my genin nor Hina-chan. They all smiled except Sakura. Itachi looked at the elderly architect. But you do have some explaining to do, Tazuna sighed. Alright, I'll tell you everything. Yakumaru went through his normal shortcut to the Hokage's office. Leave home, lock the door, rooftop jump to the tower and break the window, pissing the old man off. Yakumaru was called to the Hokage tower for an A-rank mission. It's simple. Wipe out the missing nin that are holding up a nearby town. Simple, right? Wrong. Rumors have it that Fugaku Uchiha was involved somehow. Yakumaru was ecstatic when he heard that. He'd finally be able to find out where Madara is hiding. Kurina Yuhi was waiting for their 3rd teammate to arrive. She was on an A-rank mission with Kakashi. He was told he was 4 hours late, so he came via Body Flicker, and Konoha's Demon Fox and the Leaf Kunoichi Women's Association. Must have single father of 3, Itachi and Sasuke, Yakumaru Uzumaki. When Kurinai found out she was on a mission with him, she squealed like a certain pink-haired fangirl. She had a huge crush on Yakumaru since he became known through the shinobi population, and not just for his good looks. Oh no, it's much more. She looked up at the open window expecting him to arrive. Sarutobi cleared his throat. Okay, since Yoko-san has yet to arrive, before he could finish, his other window, which was closed, shattered into a billion pieces as a certain red-haired demon fox appeared through the window. Kurinai had to fight back a blush. Yakumaru grinned a foxy grin. Ladies and gentlemen, Konoha's demon fox has arrived, he said in an MC kind of voice. Kakashi clapped, and Kurinai looked away with a smirk. Yakumaru situated himself in front of the Hokage's desk. So old man? Like my appearance? This'll put Guy's dynamic entry to shame, won't it? He said with a confident grin. Yakumaru! How many times did I have to tell you to stop crashing through the window? 1. Sarutobi yelled. Yakumaru cleaned his left ear. I dunno, 65,399 times maybe? He said. I'm at 65,402. You forgot last year's Kyuubi festival, remember? You remember when those kids were playing Whack-a-Fox? Yakumaru owed. Sarutobi sighed. Damn demon lords and their antics, he muttered. He looked you at the Jonins. Your mission is to wipe out the missing nin stationed in Asano town. It'll be a 2 to 4 week mission considering it's a long way from Konoha. The Jonins nodded. The third nodded. Okay, get packed. Yakumaru is team leader. And the Jonins left the office. That's enough training for the day, y'all dismissed, said Asuma Sarutobi, as he left the training grounds leaving his team behind. Ino turned to her team. Hey, I'm going to go home, see you tomorrow. Shikamaru nodded while Choji continued to eat his chips. Ino sighed and left. As Ino walked down the road to her home, she sighed again. Why did that bitch Sakura get to be on Naruto-kun's team? This system has something against true love that has to be it alright. When he gets back from his mission, I'll be sure to treat him to dinner. Ino smiled to no one in particular and ran off. As they continued their journey to Wave, Naruto threw a kunai in a bush. Naruto, you baka! What was that for? Sakura shouted to him. Naruto ignored her and watched a white rabbit came scurrying out the bush. Naruto sighed. Just a rabbit, Naruto said. Hinata sensed something off. That rabbit was white. That kind of rabbit is only white in the winter. Sasuke turned to her. Which means, get down! Itachi shouted as everyone went down, barely dodging the Zanbato that was aiming for their heads. A man appeared on the Zanbato's handle. He smirked. Heh, I expected nothing less from the copy wheel weasel Itachi. Itachi turned to him. Zabuza Momochi demon of the hidden mist seems like will be paid extra for your head. Team 7 plus Hinata all looked at the no-browed Miss Nuke-nin in front of them. They all had various thoughts. Whoa! What's up with that outfit, Naruto? This guy must be strong, my knees can't stop shaking. Sasuke. The demon of the mist, he killed his whole graduating class because he failed. It makes me wonder if that will happen to the Leaf Hinata. Oh no, he'll kill us for sure. Then we won't be able to marry Sasuke-kun. Guess who? Itachi activated his Sharingan and turned to his team. Protect Tazuna. I'll handle no brows, he said reassuringly. Zabuza narrowed his eyes. Insults will only hasten your death, he threatened. He then ran through some hand seals. Hidden mist jutsu, he called as the mist thickened. Itachi smirked. Things got interesting, the 17-year-old thought. Itachi stopped smirking when he heard Zabuza's voice. 8 points. Naruto and Sasuke gulped. Hinata shivered at the killing intent in Zabuza's voice. Tazuna shivered so much he dropped his sake bottle, and Sakura openly soiled herself. Naruto drew a bone sword while Sasuke activated his Sharingan. Spine, liver, lungs, kidney, jugular, clavicle, heart, and the brain. The group was now shaking. Before they knew it, Zabuza appeared in the center of their formation. In one sweep, he shouted, but before he could cleave their little heads off, a kick sent Zabuza sprawling into the lake. Itachi appeared as his genins, and Hinata turned to him. I, Itachi-sensei, Naruto shouted in relief. Itachi grinned at them. Don't worry about Zabuza. I'll protect you all with my life. Naruto nodded, feeling a little bit better. Itachi went over Zabuza was, only to find him gone. The next thing Itachi knew was evil laughter behind him before a giant Zanbato cut him in half. Zabuza smirked, but his smirk vanished when Itachi turned into water and exploded in his face. Zabuza went flying to the other side of the lake. Zabuza glared at the spot he was once in. Damn, if I hadn't blocked that jutsu with my Zanbato, I'd be in pieces. He looked up to see Itachi coming down at him with an Enbu sword, prepared to slice him in half. Zabuza blocked the blow with his Zanbato. Itachi jumped back. Zabuza sneered. What was that jutsu you used? He asked. Itachi smirked and made a one-handed seal. Clone jutsu. Super explosion. Zabuza looked behind him to see another clone prepared to detonate. Zabuza's eyes widened as the clone exploded. The ground shook beneath the genin and Tazuna as another exploding clone went off. Naruto, holding Hinata, stood. Damn it, Itachi-sensei, using clone jutsu. Super explosion right off the bat, he said. Sasuke looked over at him. Yeah, and also that jutsu eats up a lot of chakra. He can only use it 5 more times before he faints of chakra exhaustion. Hinata began to sweat. Then what do we do? Naruto looked at her. We'll wait and see. Meanwhile, Yakumaru and his team were on the move until he made a stop. Hold up, he said, Kakashi-eyed. What's wrong? Yakumaru sniffed the air. He glared at Kurenai. Show yourself. Kurenai chuckled darkly before a poof of smoke appeared to reveal a woman with short blue hair, with a paper flower in it. She also was wearing black robes with red clouds. Kakashi's gaze hardened. You Akatsuki? What are you doing here? He asked. Yakumaru glared at the woman with his slit red eyes. Isn't it obvious, Kakashi? Something big is happening in Asano town. Why other than to send the leader's right-hand woman, Konan, the angel of Amigakure? Kakashi lifted his Hitai to expose his Sharingan. Where's Kurenai? Konan gave them an impassive look. She's a little busy right now, handling other business. Yakumaru's eyes widened. You bitch. Ooh, that hurt, Konan said in mock hurt. So why are here? What's happening in Asano town? Kakashi asked. You'll find out if you get there at all, she said as paper seemingly appeared out of nowhere. Itachi and Zabuza exchanged blows as they landed across from each other. Zabuza was panting heavily as Itachi had an impassive look on his face. Zabuza tossed his sword into the air and made hand signs. Die, Itachi! Sushin, water dragon missile! Zabuza caught his sword as dragons made of water arose from the lake and headed towards Itachi's direction. Itachi prepared hand seals of his own katan, dragon flame bombs. A stream of fire shot out from Itachi's mouth as it collided with the water dragons. The jutsus cancelled each other out and even thicker mist surrounded the area. Itachi gritted his teeth. Futon Gri, water prison jutsu. Itachi's eyes widened as water surrounded him and compacted into a sphere. He looked around to see Zabuza holding the water prison. Looks like you lucked out, Itachi, Itachi sneered. Itachi-sensei! Hinata shouted. What happened? Naruto asked in worry. Sasuke turned to Hinata as well. He's trapped in the water prison jutsu, he can't escape. She responded. Naruto cursed and looked over to Sasuke. He turned to him with Sharingan eyes and nodded. Okay, Sasuke and I will save Itachi-sensei, meanwhile you give us cover. Sakura, you protect our client. Naruto said. Sasuke nodded and drew some kunai. Why should I listen to you? Came the shout from Sakura. Sakura, shut up. Now do as my brother says. Sasuke ordered in anger. Naruto nodded and Sasuke turned to Hinata. Lead the way. Hinata nodded and led them across the water to the center of the lake. They saw 3 figures in the mist. Stand back, Naruto said. He went through some hand seals and said, Futon, great breakthrough. Naruto stretched his hands out and a large gust of wind seemingly out of nowhere appeared and cleared through the mist. 2 of 3 figures vanished along with it. A/N. Mizubunshin's. What they saw was Itachi trapped in a water prison and Zabuza holding it up. Zabuza turned to them with a smirk under his bandages. Well, the blonde one has skills, he said. He looked around and saw no sign of the other one. Where's Duckbutt? Up here. Katan, ultra fire bullet. Zabuza looked up to see Sasuke launch a stream of fire at him. He had no choice but to let go of his water prison. Sasuke landed to see Zabuza gone. Behind you, Sasuke. Sasuke's eyes widened as Zabuza appeared behind him, ready to strike. But before Zabuza could cleave Sasuke in half, a voice rang through the mist. You're in range of my divination. Zabuza stopped to see Hinata behind him. He looked over to see Sasuke gone. Oh sure, 8 trigrams, 64 palms, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 64 palms. The force of the last palm sent Zabuza flying through a tree, and crashing into another. Zabuza looked up to see Itachi. Good job, you all, Itachi said to the genin. Now D. Before Itachi could finish, 2 Saban needles came from the trees and pierced Zabuza's neck. He slumped over, dead. A hunter nin appeared next to the body as the genin, minus Sakura, walked up. Thank you for weakening the body for me, now I must dispose of it, farewell, was all that the hunter nin said before she body flickered away. Naruto was pissed. Damn her. She stole our kill, he said, clearly not happy that all he did was make the hunter nin's jab easier. Itachi looked at the trees, then at the genin. Get Sakura and Tazuna, we're going to Tazuna's house. As the group arrived to Tazuna's house, they were greeted by the sight of the wave village. The village was in shambles, buildings were old and most were boarded up. People on the streets were malnourished and had looks of despair on their faces. Sasuke turned to Tazuna. You told us it was bad, but I never thought this bad. Tazuna, which way to the house? Itachi asked. Tazuna was startled. Oh, this way. Let me introduce you to my daughter and grandson, he said. When they entered the house, they were greeted by a beautiful woman with long black hair. She went up to Tazuna and hugged him. Father, you're home, she said happily. She at the shinobi, Itachi mostly. Are these the ninja you hired? She asked. Tazuna nodded. Yup, they sure are, Tsunami. These super ninja are gonna protect me while I build the bridge. Tsunami giggled. Really? Well then, what are your names? The genin introduced themselves. I'm Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki, Hinata Hyuga, and I'm Itachi Uchiha. Pardon us, but we'd like to stay here until the mission is complete. Tsunami nodded. Of course, let me show you to your rooms. She led them upstairs to their rooms. The boys will sleep here, and the girls will sleep across the hall. Also, dinner will be ready soon. I assume you'll be joining us? Itachi nodded. Okay, I'll leave you alone now. Itachi watched as Tsunami went downstairs. He turned to his team. Team meeting in our room, girls, he said. The girls nodded as they went inside. Itachi shut the door. Everyone, sit down, he ordered. They did as they were told. Itachi then sat down and sighed. Okay, we'll be training for the next week we're here. We'll need to be at the top of our game when Zabuza returns. Collective gasps rang through the room. What do you mean, Itachi-sensei? I thought that hunter nin. That hunter nin wasn't a hunter at all, Sakura. Hunter nin don't use senbons for assassinations, and if their target is killed, they're supposed to dispose of the body on the spot. No matter who's around. Itachi let that thought sink in before he continued, not before pulling some Paki seemingly out of nowhere. Tonight we'll just relax, but tomorrow we start our training. As soon as he finished, a knock was heard at the door. Come in, Itachi said. Tsunami peeked her head through the door. Dinner's ready, she said. Oh, dinner was interesting to say the least. Naruto and Sasuke were having their usual eating contest, and both girls rooted for their respective boy, but it would always end in Naruto winning and Sasuke mumbling something about 5 stomachs. Through dinner, Itachi felt like he was being watched. He turned to see Tsunami looking at him, then turning away with a blush. Itachi smirked. Oh, the next morning, Naruto woke up to the smell of breakfast. He also noticed Sasuke and Itachi gone. Eyes widening, he got dressed and showered before stumbling downstairs. When Naruto got down, he saw Itachi, Sasuke, and Tazuna sitting at the table, Sasuke blowing some hair out of his face, Itachi eating his morning pocky, and Tazuna reading the paper. Yo, guys! Naruto shouted to them as he sat down. HM? Naruto, finally awake I see. Itachi said. Naruto huffed. Yeah, well anyway. Where's Hina-chan and Sakura? I thought they'd be here. They're helping Tsunami-san cook. Sasuke said. Later, the girls emerged from the kitchen, with different dishes in their hands. As they laid them down, Naruto tried to entice Sasuke into an eating contest, but Itachi, being the concerned brother he is, stopped them, saying that he doesn't want them to throw up during training. Naruto also noticed Tsunami head down a lone hallway with some food. A knock on the door and some incoherent words later, Tsunami left. Whose door is that? Naruto asked. Oh, that's my son's room. He didn't have dinner with us and I doubt he'll have breakfast, so I gave it to him anyway, she replied. Itachi cleared his throat. Okay, team. Head outside to the forest behind here in 1 hour, he said as he shined away. Oh, when the genin arrived, Itachi was leaning against the tree eating pocky. He turned to the genin and waved. Okay, team. We'll be doing chakra control exercises, he said. Sakura spoke up. Itachi-sensei? What kind? We already did tree walking. Itachi held up a leaf in his hand. Sakura, you'll be doing tree walking while balancing a leaf on your head. Otoris and Hina-chan, you 3 will be sparring while on top of the water. Hina-chan, you'll be using your Byakugan to check their chakra, understood? Wait, Itachi-sensei, how come they, points at Naruto and Hinata, get to do water walking while I'm stuck with tree walking? They should be doing this too, Itachi sighed. They were trained to complete an important task since they were young. And as such, they trained non-stop since they were kids. So of course there were no chakra control exercises. Sakura looked down, ashamed. I see. I understand, sensei. Itachi winced a bit at her tone. He shook his head. Oh, meanwhile, Naruto and Sasuke were in a heated duel on top of the lake. Either side was letting up. Katon, Ultra Fire Bullet! Sasuke shouted as he initiated his fire technique. Naruto flipped out of the way and made hand seals. Futon, Great Breakthrough! A huge gust of wind blew Sasuke into the water. He resurfaced later. How about we call off the ninjutsu and go straight into taijutsu? Sasuke suggested as he rose onto his feet. Naruto smirked. My thoughts exactly. Hinata was watching the battle with her Byakugan, just in case they needed help with their chakra control. She ignored the exhausted feeling in her gut and kept watching their deadly dance. Naruto dodged a kick as he threw a punch to Sasuke's face. Sasuke dodged and grabbed Naruto's arm and tossed him. Naruto flipped and landed on his feet as he kicked Sasuke in the back. The Uchiha turned around in time to grab it, and then proceeded to knock Naruto to the water. As Naruto rose, Sasuke smirked. How's that? He declared. Naruto put his hands up in defeat. Okay, you win, let's go. Oh, Naruto and company returned to Tazuna's to see Itachi and Sakura at the table. Yo! Itachi said, waving a piece of pocky at them. Sit down, dinner is about ready. Dinner was eaten in a comfortable silence until Sakura spoke up. So, Sasuke-kun, how was training? She asked. Sakura noticed how Hinata gave her look, but brushed it aside. Sasuke finished off his ball. Training was fine. I managed to beat Naruto at taijutsu. Naruto grunted. Sakura gave a small smile. She knew it was going to take a long time for her team to accept her, so she decided to take it one small step at a time. What's the point of training anyway? Gato will kill you all anyway. Team 7 and Hinata turned to see a little boy at the hallway, the one that led to a secluded room. So what? At least we're going to try, instead of crying like you, Sasuke said. Inari shook his head. Shut up. You have no idea what it's like to suffer. The room dropped 40 degrees as Sasuke stood up, his face hidden from view as he walked up to Inari. He grabbed him by his collar and hoisted him up, pinned him against the wall, and glared at him, Sharingan eyes spinning madly. Listen, punk. Sasuke started. Don't go crying to me, saying I don't know shit about suffering. Did you have to watch as your entire family was massacred by a madman you called father? No. Did you have to suffer years of nightmares, hearing their screams and cries of agony over and over? No. So don't come whining to me about suffering. Itachi closed his eyes. Naruto gave him a sympathetic look. Hinata put a hand on Naruto's shoulder and looked at Sasuke. Sakura was on the verge of tears. Itachi-sensei, I'm going out. Sasuke said in a monotone as he dropped Inari, who ran to his room. He stalked towards the door and slammed it shut. Was all of that? Tsunami started. True? Yes. Itachi finished. Naruto knocked on Inari's door. Go away, came the audible reply. Naruto sighed. You might as well open it, or I'll practice the camellia dance on it. A few minutes later, Inari opened the door, eyes red and puffy from crying. Naruto looked at him. You want to talk? The child wordlessly walked back in without closing the door. Naruto followed in and sat on the bed next to him. He noticed a picture on the nightstand. Your father? Naruto asked. Inari's eyes watered as he nodded. Was it true? He asked, looking at the older blonde. That what the other boy said? Naruto glanced at him and stared out the window. Sasuke? Yeah, it's all true. I can't tell you the details, but Sasuke went through some serious trauma as a child. He watched as his clan of hundreds gets slaughtered right before his eyes. If it weren't for me, his brother, and the rest of us, his mental state would have cracked. Inari's eyes widened. How could he live through all that? Naruto chuckled. Inari looked down for a moment and looked back up. What about you? You smile and laugh a lot more than he does. Naruto looked at the full moon. Well, for reasons I can't tell you, I was hated by all of Konoha, except a small few. They treated me like scum and trash. Whenever my father left for a mission, they used that time to ransack our home and try to hurt me. Sasuke and I, we both had to grow up far before our time, because of hatred, jealousy, anger, and prejudice. Inari stared wide-eyed at him. He looked at the picture of his father. Maybe it's about time I should grow up. Inari turned to Naruto and smiled. Thanks, I feel a bit better now. Inari said. Naruto got up to leave before turning back to the boy. Good night. Good night, Naruto Naikin. Sasuke woke up, his grogginess preventing him from moving. Ugh, I went overboard. Sasuke shook off his sleepiness. It's about time you woke up. Came a beautiful voice. The young Uchiha turned to see a beautiful girl, with long black hair with chocolate eyes, creamy skin, and curves to die for. She was wearing a pink kimono. Sasuke picked his jaw off the ground and shook himself out of his stupor, though his blush was still evident. Hi, what brings you around these parts, miss? He asked. The girl giggled. Oh, I'm just collecting herbs. And by the way, I'm a boy. Sasuke's eyes widened. Just kidding. Sasuke glared at her playfully. The girl giggled some more. Anyway, I should introduce myself. I'm Sasuke Uchiha, Haku. Was her reply. That's a nice name. Sasuke commented. Haku blushed a bit. So, do you need help collecting herbs? Just tell me what kind and I'll get them for you. Haku nodded. Okay, sure. She said with a smile, which caused Sasuke to look away with a blush. As they collected herbs, Haku turned to Sasuke. So, are you a ninja? I noticed some people with those headbands in the past. She asked. Sasuke nodded. Yup, I'm on a mission right now, in fact. He started. My sensei, my older brother accepted a C rank from the Hokage. But it turns out to be an A rank. Really? Is an A rank, like, a big mission or something? Haku asked. Yeah, right below S rank there. Sasuke handed some herbs to Haku. She took them and put them in her bag. Arigato, Sasuke-kun. It's alright. After all, Zabuza does need to be in top shape to face brother. Haku tensed. What are you talking about? Who's this Zabuza? Sasuke frowned. Please don't lie. I had my suspicions, but they were confirmed on a few occasions. 1. The way you carried yourself. Only a kunoichi-trained woman walks like that, except Sakura. 2. The herbs you had in your bag were the kind to treat wounds, burn wounds, wounds from a clone jutsu, super explosion, and juken-based attacks. 3. You asked me if I was a ninja. Most civilians don't care, as if they were to know about a certain ninja, it could spell trouble. Haku lowered. You know a lot, do you? Sasuke gave her the Uchiha smirk. When your dad is Konoha no Yoko, you learn a lot. Haku's eyes widened. I see now that you know who I am. I will be forced to defend myself. She got into a battle stance. Wait, no, I don't want to fight. Sasuke said. I just want to learn more about you. I have a lot of questions to ask you. Haku eyed him suspiciously, set her basket down. Okay, what do you wish to ask? She said. Sasuke got to the point. Why are you working with Zabuza? Haku chuckled, straight to the point. She liked that. Zabuza-sama trained me. I am his tool, ever since he rescued me. Sasuke was intrigued. Continue? He asked. Okay. Haku sat down next to him. Sasuke shifted uncomfortably. I used to live in Kirigakure no Sato with my mother and father. My father was a farmer while my mother was a stay-at-home mom. One fateful day, I activated my Kekkei Genkai, Hayatan. I showed my mom a bird I made using my blood limit. She immediately slapped me. I never saw her so upset, and she yelled at me to never use it again. Too bad my dad saw it. My dad threw into rage and gathered up some other farmers. They killed my mother right in front of me. My father looked at me in disgust. He was about to swing his axe until I used my Kekkei Genkai at the last minute, killing them all. I then wandered the cold streets of Kiri, until I met Zabuza-sama. He gave me a purpose in life. I was so happy. I then swore my life to him, that I was his tool to be used as he sees fit, nothing more, nothing less. Bullshit, Sasuke said, standing up. Listen to me, you are not a tool. You're a human being, you have feelings, emotions, and you said them yourself. Why, Haku, why do you see yourself as a tool? Haku looked dead at him. Because Zabuza-sama is my precious person. I'll do anything to protect him. Sasuke looked at her with a look of pity. Does being a tool have anything to do with protecting a special person? The silence was awkward before Sasuke sat back down. Okay, you've told your story, time to tell mine. Care to listen? Haku nodded and sat next to him again. It starts when I was still in Ninja Academy. I came from a prestigious clan in the Leaf Village, the Uchiha clan. We were treated like gods for our Kekkei Genkai, the Sharingan. Even still, I lived a normal life. I had a caring mother, a brother who I wanted to surpass, and a best friend who I wanted to be more like. Well, I can't say my life is all that normal. I got chased around in the academy by rabid fangirls and the occasional fanboy. Such the life of Baishonen. Anyway, it was a cloudy day when my brother Itachi came to pick me up from the academy. When we walked to the Uchiha clan compound, it was devoid of life, corpses of my fellow men lying on the ground motionless. Sasuke began to shake. We stalked in further, until I heard my mother scream. I ran to my home to see my mom there, lying face down in a pool of her own blood. Tears fell from Sasuke's face as he gritted his teeth. The killer, the man who did this, all because the Uchiha clan stepped out of what could have been a civil war, was Fugaku Uchiha, my father. Sasuke wiped his tears. Sorry for yelling at you like that, he said, turning to Haku. It's okay, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke blushed. When it comes down to it, can you convince Zabuza to join Konoha? Haku stared at him. Well, it's just that, do you really think a man like Gato will actually pay you and Zabuza? Haku stopped to think. You may be right. I'll talk to Zabuza-sama about it. Okay? Sasuke stood up. Right, well, I'll see you later, Haku-chan. Sasuke didn't get to see Haku's blush. It was noon when Sasuke came back. Everyone asked where he was. Sasuke said he was venting out some frustration and dozed off. Sasuke also requested a team meeting. Itachi granted it to him. Okay, you guys, you won't believe this, but I met the hunter Nin who killed Zabuza. Everyone's eyes widened. Really? Tell us more, Naruto asked, getting impatient. Okay, her name is Haku. She's a girl with a traumatizing past. She met Zabuza afterwards, and she vowed her life to him. She thinks of herself as a tool for Zabuza. I met her when she was collecting herbs to cure Zabuza. Naturally, I helped, just to get the information I needed. Everyone nodded in understanding. Anything else, Sasuke? Itachi asked. Well, also, I asked Haku-chan to convince Zabuza to join Konoha. Sasuke said. A collective what? Sounded off. Sasuke. That's not a bad idea. Itachi said. Cool, but do you think that Zabuza will do it? Naruto asked. I think they might. I have a feeling Gato might trick Zabuza. Came Hinata's voice. Haku-chan? Haku-chan. Guess who? Everyone turned their gaze to Sasuke. So Haku-chan, Itachi teased. Sasuke blushed. Ah, who asked you? He said as he stormed off downstairs. So Itachi, are you gonna ask Ayame out? She totally digs you. Naruto jabbed. Itachi blushed and followed suit. It must be an Uchiha thing. The next morning, they made their way to the bridge, minus Naruto. Tazuna's eyes widened. All of the builders were unconscious, and what's more, a sinister laugh. Zabuza, Itachi muttered. He and Sasuke activated their Sharingans. Hinata activated her Byakugan, while Sakura just drew a kunai. Zabuza appeared in front of them. His Kubikiri Hocho lazily slung over his shoulders. So I take it you know about the proposition? Itachi asked. Zabuza laughed. Yep, but I still want to fight you though. I won't join a village full of weak shinobi. Thus the battle on the bridge begins. Steel, clanging against steel, rang out through the bridge. Itachi slashed vertically with a kunai. Zabuza swung his blade, knocking the kunai out of Itachi's hand. Itachi flipped backwards, and made an all-too-familiar hand seal. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Two Itachis appeared, each hold his Anbu sword. They charged forward. Crescent Moon Dance. All three Itachis sliced Zabuza down. On the other side of the bridge, Sasuke and Hinata were engaged in a fight with Haku. It had dragged on to the point where Haku grew restless. Please forgive me, Haku said, with a touch of pain in her voice. But it's all for Zabuza-sama, Hayatan, Crystal Ice Mirrors. A little bit before this happened, Naruto was sleeping peacefully when he heard the front door swing off its hinges. He jolted awake. Oh, he said. He got dressed and ran downstairs. To Samurai grinned manically. This is too easy, one said. Inari spread his hand out defensively in front of his fallen mother. Leave my mom alone, you jerks, the other samurai laughed. This kid thinks he can defend his mommy. Too bad. He brought his sword down. Inari closed his eyes, but the pain never came. He heard some punches, kicks, and grunts until it all subsided with two thuds. The boy looked up to see the thugs, hogtied by Naruto Niken. Inari said. Naruto grinned. What's up? Tears began to form in Inari's eyes. Naruto crouched down. Hey, what's wrong? Inari sniffed. I couldn't protect my mom. Yes, you did. You did a great job. You stood up to those thugs. I'm proud of you, kid. Naruto said. Inari wiped away his tears. Now, where did my team go? He asked, looking around. They went to the bridge. Tsunami said, standing up. Damn it, I'd better go. Itachi flipped backwards as he dodged another swing from Zabuza's massive sword. Zabuza swung diagonally, but Itachi dodged in time. The sword hit the bridge, and Itachi stuck his Anbu katana in the word's hole, keeping it from moving. He then punched Zabuza, hard. The demon of the mist stumbled back. God never expected someone like you to take such cheap shots. Itachi smirked. There are no cheap shots in the world of the shinobi. The two jumped back and engaged into a taijutsu fight. Itachi swung at Zabuza with a left hook. Zabuza blocked and punched Itachi in the chest. Itachi absorbed the blow and kicked the Nukenin in the face. Zabuza clutched his face as he grabbed Itachi's foot and swung him to the ground. Itachi proceeded to explode on impact. Zabuza jumped from the smoke. He noticed Itachi staring at him with his Sharingan eyes. Zabuza snarled. Damn you, Suetun, great waterfall basin. A huge torrent of water came spinning Itachi's way. His eyes widened. Damn. If I were to dodge, Tazuna would suffer the hit too. That's it. Itachi flashed through hand seals. Doton, mud wall. Mud came from Itachi's mouth as it formed a wall in front of him. The waterfall basin was destroyed on impact. Itachi breathed a sigh of relief. Naruto shone shine behind Itachi. Itachi-sensei. Itachi turned to Naruto. Glad you could join us, he said sarcastically. Go help Sasuke and Hinata. I'm pretty sure they are doing worse than I am. Naruto nodded and shined away. Sasuke and Hinata were barely keeping up with Haku's ice mirrors. Hinata had needles coming out of her. Her Byakugan was little help, and she had a small trickle of blood coming from her mouth. Sasuke was a lot better off. With his Sharingan, he could read Haku's moves with ease. He had only one Senbon in his shoulder. Haku wordlessly threw a volley of Senbon, aiming at Hinata. Sasuke was too far away. Hinata! Move! Bracken dance! A horde of what looked to be bones appeared around Hinata, blocking off the Senbon. The bones receded to the ground. Hinata and Sasuke turned to see who pulled this off. Naruto? Naruto-kun! Naruto appeared within the ice dome. He smirked. Yo! He said. He noticed Hinata's condition and stopped smirking. Hina-chan! He said as he ran over to her. Hinata's legs gave way as she fell, only to be caught by Naruto. Hina-chan, I'm fine, Naruto-kun. Hinata reassured. Just a little tired, that's all. Okay, I'm getting you out of here. Hold on tight. Naruto made some seals and shined away. They appeared on another part of the bridge. Shouldn't we be with Sakura? Hinata asked as he set her down. Naruto shrugged. What good could you do in your condition? He asked. Hinata slowly nodded, knowing he was right. Okay, but be careful, Naruto-kun. I wouldn't know what I'd do if something were to happen to you. She finished with a blush. Naruto looked puzzled, but still smiled. I'll be fine, you worry too much. Well, I'd better go save Sasuke from his girlfriend. Naruto appeared next to Sasuke in a poof of smoke. What took you? Sasuke half yelled. Oh, come on, you know you just wanted to spend time with your girlfriend. Naruto said with a shrug. Meanwhile Haku was contemplating on the boy who entered the fray. That jutsu is he a Kagaya? But I thought they all died, save for that one boy we met a few years back. I'd better finish this. I'm almost out of chakra. Hey Sasuke. What? What's the common trait all ninjutsu share? They all waste chakra. Yup, and Haku's running out. Look. Sasuke looked to see the ice mirrors slowly melt. Sasuke smirked. So, Naruto. How about it? Fireball and whirlwind fist? Oh yes. Haku's eyes widened behind her mask as Sasuke and Naruto flashed through hand seals. Katan, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Futon, Whirlwind Fist. Sasuke blew a huge fireball from his mouth. Naruto arched his fist back as a whirlwind formed from his punch. The fireball was intensified by the whirlwind fist, and decimated part of the ice dome. Naruto and Sasuke watched in amazement as the combined jutsus destroyed the ice dome. Haku appeared across from the two. Her mask fell off her face, and her clothes were slightly singed. She smiled to them before she fell backwards. Sasuke caught her in time, and set her down gently. Chakra exhaustion. She's gonna be fine, he said. Zabuza was mortified. He lost the fight between some jonin not even in his 20s. Itachi walked up to Zabuza and pointed his Anbu sword at him. This fight is over, he said, pulling out some strawberry poke, and taking a bite out of it. How pathetic, the demon of the mist, beaten by some teenager. And your whore isn't doing so well either. Oh well, at least we get a consolation. Zabuza, Itachi, Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura, and Tazuna turned to see a short old man, with his hair going thousands of directions. He wore a cheap business suit, and a sneer that could make you sick. He had a horde of thugs, samurai, Nukenin alike. And one of those men held a certain sum. Naruto's eye widened. Hinata! He shouted. Hinata, who had her hands tied behind her back, and held up by one of Gata's thugs. "Naruto-kun!" she screamed. "Let her go!" Naruto shouted. Gata laughed evilly. "I think not. After my men kill you all, I'm going to take her with me. She'll make excellent entertainment." Naruto was beyond pissed. He was furious. Red chakra erupted from Naruto's body. His nails became claws, his teeth longed into fangs, his eyes became blood red, and his whisker marks became more rigid. What was more, a white mask materialized into a half-fox-like mask on the side of his face. "You filth! I'll kill you all!" Gata took a step back. "What are you waiting for?" he asked one of the samurai. "Kill him!" They all charged after him. Naruto struck down the ones in his way, without remorse. Itachi and Zabuza, who joined the fight, took out any thug who came their way. Naruto sliced his way to Gatu, who had Hinata on the ground next to him. The business tycoon stepped back in fear. "PP please. Don't. I'll do whatever you want. Take the girl back. Take all my money too." Naruto stalked up to him, and exhaled in his face. Gata soiled himself. "Fool. For your crimes against Wave, and its entire people. For threatening my precious person, your future is death." Naruto sliced Gata's left arm off. Hinata watched in horror as the boy she secretly loved laughed as Gata screamed, his arm on the ground. Tears welled up in her lavender orbs. "Naruto-kun, stop this please." Naruto then kicked Gata down the bridge. He continued to walk up to him. Hinata whimpered as Naruto flashed before her, back when they became genin, to when they were in the academy, when they first met. Hinata slipped her hands out of the rope, and ran after Naruto. She caught up to him. "Naruto Kyuubi." Naruto turned to see Hinata in tears. His eyes widened. "Hinata," she stopped and hugged him tightly, tears freely rolling down her face. "Please, Naruto-kun, don't do this, don't become what the villagers say you are. This isn't you, this isn't the boy I fell in love with." Naruto's eyes widened. Did he hear right? She loved him? Naruto's demonic features vanished, his half-mask shattered to pieces. He looked at the carnage around him, then at Gata's now dead body, dead from loss of blood. Hinata continued to cry in Naruto's bare chest. "Hinata, come on now, it's okay." Naruto looked to see Sasuke, carrying a now-conscious Haku, Itachi, Sakura, and Tazuna. They all circled Naruto and Hinata. Naruto also saw the villagers all lead by Inari, in the distance. Hinata eventually cried herself to sleep in Naruto's arms as snow fell upon the village. "What's happening? Why did I do it? The thugs are dead, Gatu is dead, Wave is safe, and so is Hinata." Naruto snapped awake. He found himself in ankle-deep water, and what's more, a cage with the kanji 4 seal on it. Naruto looked around. "I haven't been here in a while," he said. He turned to the cage. Dad. You there?" he asked. "Yeah, I'm here," came the reply. Naruto looked to see Yakumaru emerge from the darkness of the cage. His jounin vest was gone, and so were his gloves. Naruto's eyes widened. "Dad? What happened to you?" Yakumaru scratched his nose. "Nothing in a day's work for Konoha no Yoko." Naruto grinned. "So, I suppose your mission was a success?" "Yup." His face grew more solemn, although Kurenai was badly hurt. "And Kakashi passed out due to chakra exhaustion." Naruto sighed. "I see, well. My mission was a success. Although I went nine-tails on Gatu and his goons." Yakumaru crossed his arms. "I see. So that's why a feeling of anger wiped over me 2 days ago." Naruto's eyes widened. 2 days? "I've been asleep for 2 days. The demon lord cleaned his ears." "Yeah, whatever. Also, did you notice anything strange when you used my chakra?" Naruto cocked an eyebrow. "Ha!" Yakumaru sighed. "Never mind, just hurry up and wake up. See you at home." Before Naruto regained consciousness, he shouted. "See ya later, Dad." Hinata hadn't left Naruto's side since they returned from the bridge. She felt bad that Naruto had to use that weird chakra to save her, and even worse when he had to kill to do so. Hinata was mused out of her thoughts when she heard a soft groan. Her eyes watered when Naruto's eyes slowly opened. The blonde Kagaya turned his head to her and smiled weakly. "Hey Hina-chan? Why are you crying for?" Tears flowed freely from Hinata's eyes as she gave Naruto a bone-crushing hug. "Naruto-kun. You're okay." "My Naruto-kun." Naruto blushed and returned the hug. The door swung open and Itachi, Sasuke, Haku, Zabuza, and Tazuna rushed in. They were greeted by the sight of Naruto and Hinata in a hug. Itachi coughed to get their attention. They blushed and separated. Itachi smiled. "Glad to see you awake, Naruto," he said. "Naruto, you've been out for 2 days. What happened?" Sasuke asked, voice full of worry. Naruto scratched the back of his head. "Gee, I don't really know." Zabuza shook his head. "Well, it's great to see you up, Gaki." Naruto looked up at him. "So, are you gonna accept our proposition?" Haku smiled. "Yes, we'll be leaving after you get ready." Naruto's eyes widened. "Yikes. I guess I'd better get ready." They all proceeded to leave the room. Hinata was about to shut the door when Naruto spoke up. Hina-chan?" Hinata turned her head to him. "Yes?" Naruto smiled. "After we get back to Konoha, wanna go on a date." Hinata's heart soared. He was asking her on a date. She couldn't think clearly. Why yes was all she said as she left the room. Team 7 plus Zabuza, Haku and Hinata was outside of the village, saying goodbye to everyone. Naruto noticed that Inari was crying. Why are you crying? He asked. Inari sobbed even more. I'm so happy that you guys did this for us, even after what I said, and I'm even more sad that you'll be leaving. Naruto smiled. Hey, don't worry. I'll be back sometime, you hear? So get strong, and protect your family. Inari wiped his tears and nodded. Tazuna waved to them. See you guys. Naruto and the others waved back. Bye. As Tazuna's family watched their retreating figure, Tazuna spoke up. You know, this bridge needs a name. How about the Super Great Tazuna Bridge? Tsunami slapped her father's arm. Father Tazuna just laughed. How about the Great Naruto Bridge? Inari spoke up. Tazuna nodded sagely. Yeah, I like that name. The trip back to Konoha was quite a turn than their trip to Wave. Naruto and Hinata would exchange glances and blush, Sasuke and Haku would talk animatedly, Zabuza and Itachi would have a heated discussion on various flavors of Pocky, and Sakura would glare at Haku and growl whenever she called Sasuke Sasuke-kun. She was torn from her thoughts when everyone came to a pause. She was about to ask what was going until Itachi stepped forward. When Itachi stepped forward, a plume of smoke appeared. Out of the smoke was a figure about Itachi's height. He wore a black robe with red clouds, and also he wore a ring on his finger, and a hat to conceal his identity. He wordlessly handed Itachi a scroll. Give this to Sarutobi, and have him tell that clan head, he stated, as to not give anything away. He then vanished in a plume of smoke. Itachi's eyes widened. He knew who that person was. His shock turned to smirk, and then he chuckled. Naruto was confused. Itachi and I. Who was that? Itachi turned to him, and chuckled some more. An old friend, an old friend. When they reached Konoha, the gatekeepers, Kotetsu and Izumo went wide-eyed at the amount of people traveling with Team 7. Itachi signaled to them. We'll need to go to the Hokage's office. He said. He turned to Sasuke and Naruto. Otutos, come with us, Hinata and Sakura, get some rest. With that said, everyone except Sakura and Hinata shined away. At the Hokage's office, Hiruzen Sarutobi took a long smoke of his pipe and exhaled deeply. Okay, first off, your mission turned out to be A-ranked, so you'll receive A-rank payment when Wave get back on its feet. And second, since Zabuza is a missing nin, he won't be instated as a leaf nin until after 60-day probation, Zabuza groaned. However, Haku will be instated at the end of the week, since she never was a ninja in the first place. Haku and Sasuke smiled at each other. You are all dismissed except for Itachi. After everyone left, Sarutobi's face grew serious. Okay, show me the scroll. Itachi nodded and handed him the scroll. Sarutobi scanned it for any traps. Seeing that there is none, he opened it, and inside it was a simple sentence. I'm coming home. So, Naruto. Sasuke said to Naruto, as they were on their way home. He asked. I noticed you and Hinata were blushing quite frequently on the way home. Anything going on? He asked with a smirk. Naruto's face flushed. Well, it's nothing big, I just kinda asked Hinata out on a date. Sasuke smirked. It's about damn time. He said. What do you mean by that? Naruto asked, confused. Sasuke pointed at him. Come on, it was obvious you two liked each other, since the first time she kissed you a few years ago, and when you kissed her again before we left with Itachi and I. Naruto blushed. Oh, come on. She was just showing me her gratitude, and I only kissed her to make Kiba team jealous. Sasuke didn't buy it. Swear, unbeknownst to the both of them, someone overheard their conversation, and ran the other way in tears. Rice Country. A group of people were seen in a dense forest. They were on their way to Konoha to enter the Chunin exams. One of the people started coughing. His coughing turned into a coughing fit. A man with glasses gave him some pills. He swallowed them, and the coughing subsided. Thanks, Kabuto, he said. Kabuto shook his head. Are you sure you want to go through with this? You don't need to prove yourself in front of Orochimaru-sama anymore. He's found a new vessel in the Leaf Village. The sickly man nodded. I know, but this isn't about Orochimaru-sama. I want to go there for my own personal reasons. Kabuto sighed. Well, here, take this. He handed him a bottle of pills. When the coughing starts, take one of these. But if you don't though and the coughing gets worse, your body will lock up again. Also, don't use your curse seal. Understand, Kimimaro? Kimimaro nodded. Yes. Kabuto handed him the bottle. Okay, let's keep moving, he said to the others. Kimimaro kept up with their pace. Soon, my bother, soon, Ino ran. All she could do is run. After what she heard, her heart was broken in two. Naruto-kun had asked that bitch Hinata out on a date. It's over. She'll never win her, Naruto-kun. Ino was in an unknown forest as she continued to cry. That is, until she stopped abruptly. A few moments of silence, as she then started laughing. Her laughs were empty. They continued to ring out into the setting sky. Itachi-centric starts now. Itachi woke up at his usual time of 5:30, mumbling about stupid alarm clocks as he got out of bed, dressed in blue pajama tops and bottoms, with the Uchiha fan decorating the nightwear, with comical weasel slippers. Itachi opened his dresser to pick out his clothes for the day, since he was on leave for the rest of the week, and went into his personal shower. It was 6 o'clock when he left his room for some breakfast. He was wearing a black t-shirt with the Uchiha fan on the back and some matching pants. He also had his necklace on still. He went go the kitchen for some of his favorite breakfast. That's when he noticed a sticky note on the pantry. Hey, we're out of Munchios and toaster waffles. So get breakfast somewhere else, Yakumaru. Itachi rubbed his temples. Damn those ototos of mine. I swear their training will be increased tenfold for this, he thought for a moment, when he remembered something. Ayam-chan said to him. 09-ton, flashback jutsu. Itachi was enjoying their new Pocky-flavored ramen at Ichiraku Ramen. He left a shadow clone to monitor his genin while they chased after Tora again. The jonin finished off his fourth bowl when Ayam walked up to him from behind the counter. Wow, 4 bowls already? You must really like Pocky-flavored ramen, Itachi-kun. Ayam said, getting his attention. Itachi looked up and swallowed his ramen. Yes. It is quite delicious, Itachi said as he continued inhaling his ramen. Ayam giggled. Well, I made it special just for you, she said with a wink, which made Itachi's face flush. He continued eating until his last bowl was done. He stood up, put his money on the table. Arigato for the ramen, Ayam-chan, Itachi said. He turned to leave but stopped when Ayam called out to him. Try our breakfast ramen sometime. Flashback jutsu, release. Itachi smirked. Munchios or no, I'm still going to have breakfast, he said decisively. As Itachi walked through the streets of Konoha, he couldn't help but notice how different it was during the day. There were few people out, and the ones who are out are still dazed from sleep. He also noticed some shinobi jumping to and from the Hokage Tower. Itachi looked forward to see the rising sun. It was beautiful in Itachi's eyes. He hopped onto one of the nearby establishments. Itachi just watched as the morning sun rose over the horizon. He stayed there for a few moments until a scent snapped him from his thoughts. It smells like ramen. He sped off in the direction of the ramen. Ayam Michiraka was yawning repeatedly as she prepared the broth for this morning's ramen. She tried to rub the sleep from her eyes but with no avail. She yawned again and stretched. Tusan just had to get sick today. Sometimes Ayam-chan? The teenager squeaked in surprise. She turned to Itachi sitting down across the counter, with his own personal chopsticks with him. The chopsticks were just plain blue. Ayam could only stare for a moment. It was the first time she seen his without the jonin outfit on, and she must say, it made him more attractive. Not that he wasn't already. Itachi noticed she was ogling him and leaned forward and waved his hand in front of her face. A new Ayam-chan? Ayam was torn from her thoughts, and her face became red when Itachi tried to snap her out of it. She fumbled over herself and scratched the back of her head nervously, sleep long forgotten. Oh, Itachi-kun. Sorry about that, I was just a little tired so, what will it be? She asked, in her usual cheery mood. What do you recommend? He asked. Well, we so far have 4 different kinds of breakfast ramen. One is to help you wake up in the morning, the other gives you energy to last through the day, and the last one is nutritiously balanced. She said. Sounds interesting, I'll take the balanced ramen, please. Coming right up, she said as she bounded off to prepare his meal. Itachi smirked. He then was in deep thought, thinking about what he going to do. I have to ask her when I'm done. It may be the only chance I get, he thought. He leaned to the side of his chair to see Ayam busy making his ramen. His drifted down, and down until his eyes made contact with her ass. His eyes were glued there until he realized what he was doing. He blushed and sat back up, perfectly still. Itachi, you dumbass. Bad Itachi, bad. While the Uchiha survivor was mentally berating himself, Ayam slid the bowl of ramen under his nose. He immediately shut off his thoughts as he took a whiff of the breakfast ramen. Smells good, he said. Ayam giggled. Go on, try it, she said. Itachi nodded as he simply dug in, albeit with a dignified manner. When he was done, he was back in his thoughts. It's now or never, he thought. Ayam later emerged from behind the counter. So, was it good? Ayam asked, with a hint of worry in her voice. It was the first time she cooked without her father's supervision. She was pretty nervous. Itachi stood. It was most enjoyable. I'll definitely make this my new spot for breakfast, Itachi said with a smile. Ayam was overjoyed, so overjoyed in fact that she leaped from behind the counter, and gave Itachi a bear hug. Itachi-kun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, she shouted. The only thing Itachi did was hug her back. You're welcome, he said as he looked into her cold black orbs. They continued to gaze upon each other until Itachi brought up the question. Ayam-chan, I was wondering if it's not too much trouble. Would you like to go out with me to dinner? Ayam blushed as her heart kept beating faster and faster. Did she just hear right? Itachi Uchiha asked her, a civilian girl, out on a date. Ayam couldn't think straight. All she could do was say one word. No. Itachi's eyes saddened. I'd love to go out with you, she exclaimed as she hugged Itachi tighter. Itachi mentally sighed in relief. He then began to wonder what his biological father would think if he caught him dating a civilian girl. Itachi shook off his thoughts. How about 8 o'clock tonight by the lake, where the sakura trees are in full bloom? He said. Could only nod. Good, now you might want to get off now, we're attracting attention. Looked around and saw several people staring at her in awe, disbelief, and jealousy, from the kunoichi population. She blushed and let go of him. Okay, I'll see you tonight, don't forget to pick me up now. Itachi waved at her. I won't. As Itachi walked home, he let his mind wander again. He then had a worried expression form on his face. What would the village think of him going out with a civilian girl? What would the shinobi and kunoichi think? Itachi couldn't get this feeling from the bottom of his gut that something bad might happen. When he entered his home, he noticed Yakumaru was not there. He must at the hospital still. He seemed kind of anxious after that mission. Something must have happened to shake up the king of all Biju. When he reached the kitchen, he saw Naruto and Sasuke still in their pajamas, Naruto wearing his pre-timed skip cannon pajamas, and Sasuke with an identical set, eating leftovers from dinner. Itachi decided to break the news. Hey Otutos, I have something to tell you. They both looked up, curious. I asked Chan out. Silence, until they both shouted about time. Itachi was getting irked by that little outburst. And what do you mean by that? Naruto pointed a chopstick at him. I told you on the wave mission, digs you. Or did you forget? Then Sasuke decided to add his 2 cents in. Yeah, anyone with a brain can see the attraction between you two, Itachi scowled. Well, whatever. Inform Sakura of our training session at 12:30. Sasuke, you should show Haku and Zabuza around town. Naruto, Tusama wanted to talk to you about something. Stay here until he gets back. Itachi turned around and body flickered away. It was 12:28 and Itachi was at the training grounds. He kneeled over to the pond and stared at his reflection. He then proceeded to activate his Sharingan. His left eye tomo fused together and formed the Manjikyu. He stared at it for a while until he felt a stinging sensation. He deactivated it and sighed. Itachi stood up and turned to his genin. Are you ready for your training? They all nodded. Okay, Sakura, you need to work on your taijutsu and chakra capacity. To be blunt, it's pathetic. You and Sasuke will train in taijutsu on top of the lake. Naruto, do you have the scroll Yakumaru gave you? Naruto nodded and held up the scroll. Good, here, take this. Itachi dug into his pocket and tossed him a water balloon. Naruto was confused. Wait a sec, what's this for? He asked. Itachi smirked. The first step in learning an A-rank jutsu. The genin's eyes widened. An A-rank jutsu? No way. Sakura commented. Yes way. And Sasuke, after your sparring session, I'm going to give the family summon scroll. And Sakura, I'm going to have to find outside help, since my genjutsu can be only utilized by my Sharingan and summon contract. Itachi looked at their reactions. Naruto was drooling, Sasuke had stars in his eyes, and Sakura looked downtrodden. Itachi felt a pang of guilt. Sakura, there is one genjutsu I can show you. Sakura's face brightened. She then thought for a moment. Why are you doing this? Isn't this a bit too much? Itachi crossed his arms. Well, I'm entering you 3 for the Chunin exams next month. I need you 3 to be at the top of your game. You serious? The Chunin exams? Sasuke asked. Yup, that means once you get promoted, I won't be your sensei anymore, yes. Itachi said /thought. But anyway, enough talk. Start training. Team 7's training ended that day at sunset. The genin left utterly exhausted. Itachi chuckled. Maybe I went too far. Itachi proceeded to go to Ichiraku to see Ayam before the date. When Itachi walked, he noticed no one was here except the girl in question. With a depressed look on her face. Ayam-chan, Dishida? He asked. Ayam looked up at him. Oh, Itachi-kun, hey. Itachi sat down. You look upset. What's going on? The ramen girl's eyes watered. Some kunoichi came in a few hours earlier. They insulted me and spat the food I gave them in my face. They called me the Uchiha. Itachi was pissed, but did not show it. Damn it, I knew something like this happened. Maybe I should, but I still want to go out with you, Itachi-kun. She exclaimed, wiping away her eyes. But Ayam-chan. What about? I'll just have to be stronger. Ayam said, eyes full of determination. Itachi smirked. Yeah, it was finally the time of the date. Itachi had already set up everything at the lake. He wore a black kimono with the Uchiha fan on the front. He also had a hidden kunai tucked away, just to be safe. He made his way to the Ichiraku house and knocked on the door. Moments later, a sickly Tuchi answered the door. Tuchi-san. Itachi said with a bow. Tuchi looked at him up and down. You don't seem like the type of person who would break my daughter's heart, but I'm watching you. He threatened. Itachi just sweat dropped. Father, scaring Itachi-kun won't work, he is a ninja, you know. A voice said. Itachi looked over the old man's shoulder to only have his jaw drop. Ayam emerged from the stairs wearing a skin-tight black dress that showed off her curves. She was also wearing a necklace with a purple jewel on it. Itachi picked his jaw up as the teenage girl walked up next to her father, who later left. Itachi straightened up. Why you look beautiful. Ayam giggled at his nervousness. You look quite handsome, Itachi-kun. She then offered her hand. I'm ready to go. Itachi nodded and took it. she squeaked as her brought her close to him as he made a hand seal and vanished in a swirl of leaves. The two arrived at the lake via body flicker. Shivered after reappearing. Itachi scratched the back of his head. Sorry, that will get some getting used to, he said nervously. Smiled. I'm fine. She let go of him and looked around. The moonlight reflected off the sakura petals. Itachi walked up to her. Let's go downstream, there's a bridge there. And can we walk this time? Asked. The jonin chuckled. Of course. They went the bridge where Itachi pulled out a scroll containing food and drinks. As they ate they talked about their lives, their families, the like. Was sitting on the rail admiring the full moon while Itachi learned against it. All in all, my life is good. Although my brothers can be quite bothersome. Especially Naruto and his metabolism. Itachi finished. Giggled. Naruto-kun seems to be a handful, Itachi sighed. Yes, but even though he may be a brat he's still my brother. Smiled then shivered. Itachi saw this. You want to go back? I don't want you to catch a cold, the brunette nodded. Okay, let's go. They decided to walk back this time. Would occasionally shiver in the cold night. Itachi decided to wrap his arm around her, which caused her face to turn red. Itachi also noticed some kunoichi glaring at the girl next to him, so he held her closer and smirked at them. When they arrived at Iam's house, she let go of Itachi. I enjoyed the date. Not bad for your first try, she said jokingly. Itachi ignored the comment. Well, I try, he replied. Itachi was about to turn when the girl roped her arms around his neck and kissed him on the lips. Fireworks went off in his body as Iam deepened the kiss. When their lips departed she blushed. I don't know where that came from. Itachi scratched the back of his head. I wanted to ask you, would you like to be my girlfriend? The girl before him had an unreadable expression on her face as she said one word. No. Itachi's eyes saddened, but widened back as she hugged him. I'd love to be your girlfriend. The Uchiha smiled as he returned the hug. He looked into Iam's cold black orbs again and kissed her passionately. Over the next month, the genin were training diligently for the upcoming Chunin exams. This exam will be the most spectacular one Konoha has seen since the 4th took the exams. Team 7 has improved a lot over the 1 month. Naruto has learned a few new dances such as Willow Dance and Genji Dance. He also learned a jutsu that his biological father created and left incomplete, the Rasengan. Naruto has also spoke with Hiruzen and the council. They say that after the Chunin exams, Naruto's lineage will be known throughout Konoha. Sasuke has mastered the Uchiha family crow's summoning contract. By having Itachi push him off a cliff, the boss summon, Karasumaru, noted that Sasuke's chakra resembles that of a man named Madara, and has bugged the young Uchiha since. Sasuke also learned some genjutsu combined with the summoning contract such as summoning genjutsu, ephemeral. Sakura has made excellent progress in the genjutsu field, and Itachi noticed that she has some potential in medical jutsu, so he listed the help of Dr. Yakushi to start Sakura off in the medic fields. She has learned to make chakra scalpels and learned a powerful genjutsu, infinite darkness. Itachi himself has been through some trouble with his relationship with Iam. Don't get the wrong idea, they are happily in love, but after what happened, 09 ton, flashback jutsu. Itachi was strolling through Konoha casually with his girlfriend in his arms. They decided to take a walk together through the village, and now Itachi was taking her back to the ramen stand. When they saw it in view they froze immediately. Ichiraku ramen was vandalized from the inside out. Slurs about Iam dating Itachi were all over the walls. They dumped ramen ingredients everywhere. Iam ran up to the ruined ramen bar, and sobbed. Itachi was right there beside her, mentally cursing however had done this. That was when Tuchi came out and made an ultimatum. Either Iam leaves Ichiraku's or she'll be forced to break up with Itachi. In the end, Iam made a tough decision. She left Ichiraku's. Feeling responsible, Itachi offered her to stay at the Uzumaki household. Yakumaru agreed she could stay but on a few conditions. No sex without a silent seal on the door, and no touchy-feely at the table. Flashback jutsu, release. Also, Naruto and Hinata went on their first date. Their date went off without a hitch, until Ino showed up. Ino sat at the table in front of them. The date was normal until Ino shouted spider, and tossed a plate of spaghetti on poor Hinata. Luckily, Naruto used substitution to switch with Hinata, so he instead got spaghetti all over him. Ino quickly apologized, and left the restaurant saying something about not feeling hungry anymore. Naruto shrugged it off but Hinata suspected foul play. Sasuke and Haku are getting closer to each other. Itachi saw that his little brother had talent for swords and enlisted Zabuza's help. Zabuza would often make Sasuke and Haku spar, and their relationship bloomed. Let's not forget Yakumaru and Kurenai. The demon fox didn't know why, but he felt compassion towards the human female. He couldn't explain it but he felt his heart ache when he saw Kurenai's condition on that mission they had. Yakumaru should have fought that puppet instead of Kurenai. Instead, he got stuck fighting a foul-mouthed immortal guy and his tentacle-raped wannabe partner. When she came to, Kurenai was surprised that Yakumaru came to visit her, while she was rehabilitating. She thought he didn't want anything to do with her, since during the beginning part of the mission Yakumaru was pretty cold towards her. They developed a quick friendship after she was discharged. Then at last, 1 week before the exams, Naruto and Hinata were taking a stroll through the village, talking casually about nothing. Naruto suddenly grew aggravated and turned around. You know, rocks aren't square, and they don't have eye holes, you know. He shouted at the 1-foot-tall brick wall that was following them. The 1-foot-tall brick wall exploded in a cloud of smoke. Childlike coughing was heard in the smoke. I think we used too much gunpowder. Konohamaru came a boyish voice, followed by a sniffle. Naruto slapped his forehead and Hinata giggled. The smoke cleared and 3 academy students came out. Naruto immediately recognized Konohamaru, but the other 2 he didn't know. Konohamaru. Naruto started. Konohamaru looked at Naruto in amazement. I can't believe you saw through my disguise. Pretty clever for my rival. That's Naruto? The Naruto? The academy girl with the orange hair and goggles that matched Konohamaru's asked. Yup. Naruto Naiken also wants to become Hokage, Konohamaru said with pride. Naruto shook his head. So who are your friends? Naruto asked. I'm Moegi, the sassiest kunoichi in the academy, the academy girl said. And I'm Udon, the smartest of the academy, he said as he sniffled again. And together we formed the Konohamaru Corporation. They all said together, and then struck a ridiculous pose. Naruto's sweat dropped. Right, anyway, I'm Naruto as you know, and this is Hinata Hyuga, he said, gesturing over to the girl next to him. Konohamaru turned to Naruto. Wow! You hit the jackpot, he said, giving him a thumbs up. Naruto looked confused. What? Konohamaru explained. Come on, the curves, the caboose, you've definitely scored big. Naruto and Hinata both blushed. WLI, the young Sarutobi changed the subject. Anyway, can you guys play ninja with us? Ha ha, can you, ha ha? He pleaded. The older blonde shrugged. Alright, fine, we have nothing better to do, right Hina-chan? Hinata smiled and nodded. Sure, we can play. The Konohamaru Corps cheered. A ninja playing ninja? What is this, Naruto? Naruto and the others turned around to see Sakura walking up to them. Oh hello Sakura, Naruto said. Konohamaru pointed at her. Who is that, and what's with that monstrous forehead? He asked. Naruto paled. Kono, seriously, there's no way a human can have one that big. Hinata looked worried. Konohamaru-kun, and darn is she flat. She's flatter than a baby. Naruto walked up to the boy. Hey, Konohamaru. Yeah? How fast can you run? Pretty fast, why? You might want to start. I'll slaughter you. Sakura screeched as she charged at the young Sarutobi. Konohamaru ran for his dear life, with his friends following after. Naruto burst out laughing. Hinata was in a fit of giggles. Their laughing stopped when they heard Konohamaru shout. Hey, let me go, you jerk. Hey, put him down. He didn't mean it. Naruto and Hinata nodded to each other, and ran off in their direction. Konohamaru was struggling to fight back, but couldn't because he was held up by his scarf by a person with face paint and a black jumpsuit on with a mummy on his back. I'll teach you to run into me, kid, he said with a sneer. Kankuro, put him down, said a teenage girl with sandy blonde hair done in 4 pigtails, with a fan on her back. Temari, it will only take a second, he said. Put him down, Naruto said as he arrived on the scene. He noticed Sakura there as well as someone else. He noticed their Hitayatesh. San Ninja? Must be here for the exams. Who's gonna make me? He said defiantly. Just then, a rock came and hit Kankuro's hand, causing him to drop Konohamaru. The boy proceeded to scurry back to his friends. I am and I did, said a new voice from atop of the trees. A figure dropped down and glared at the jumpsuit wearing shinobi. Don't you know who that was? That was our Hokage's grandson. If you were to punch him, which would have started a war. Naruto grinned. Sasuke. Way to save the day. Sasuke gave him a thumbs up. Kankuro seemed to have only got angrier. Why I oughta, Kankuro. Stop. Kankuro and Temari paled. They turned to the trees to see a boy hanging upside down on one of the branches. The boy had messy red hair, and cold teal eyes. He also had a sand gourd on his back. Jigara, Temari whispered. The boy turned to Kankuro. Kankuro, you are an embarrassment to the village. Kankuro could only nod. Now let's get out of here, he said as he jumped down. Hey! Sasuke shouted to them. They turned around. What do you want? Kankuro said. I'm assuming you're here for the Chunin exams, right? What are your names? The girl answered first. Yes, and my name is Temari. The boy with the mummy spoke next. And I'm Kankuro, the puppet master. Last, the younger boy spoke. And I'm Gara, he said. His voice sent a chill down Sakura and Hinata's spine. How about you? He asked. I'm Sasuke Uchiha, he responded. And I'm Naruto Uzumaki, the blonde shouted. I'm Hinata Hyuga, the indigo-haired girl said with a bow. Lastly, Sakura spoke. And I could care less, Gara said, cutting her off. If we end up fighting in the Chunin exams, I'll definitely enjoy our match. Uchiha-san, Hyuga-san, Uzumaki-san, he said as he and his siblings walked off. Naruto shook off the awkwardness. Creepy. Sasuke turned to see Sakura still shivering. Sakura, he's gone now, what's wrong? Sakura looked up at Sasuke. It's nothing, really. Naruto tilted his head in confusion. Ah. Sasuke screamed as he woke up from a nightmare. It was the night of the exams, and in the morning they set out to the academy to perform the written portion of the exams. Sasuke was panting as he wiped the sweat off his brow. Naruto, who slept on the bottom bunk, awoke from Sasuke's scream. His impulse caused him to hit a steel bar supporting the top bunk, causing him to hiss in pain. Sasuke, what the hell? Naruto shouted. Soon after, the door swung open and out came Itachi and Ayam. Itachi wearing a bathrobe and Ayam in some suggestive undergarments. What's going on? We heard shouting? Itachi asked. Naruto shook off the pain, and turned to Itachi. He saw what they were wearing, and pointed at them. I'm pretty sure we were about to hear some anyway. He shot at him. Itachi's face flushed for a second and shook it off. That's beside the point. He shot back. Looked up to see that Sasuke hadn't said a word. Sasuke, Itachi said calmly. The young Uchiha turned to his brother. Are you alright? Sasuke wordlessly nodded. Itachi didn't bother to press the matter any further. Okay then, but try to get some rest, alright? Sasuke nodded. Itachi turned around and closed the door with Ayam in tow. When the two made it to Itachi's room, he turned to his girlfriend with a lustful glint in his eye. Now where were we? Ayam responded with a lustful grin. Itachi led her to his room, not before checking the silence seal on the door. Morning came. Naruto and Sasuke raced downstairs to see Yakumura reading the Konoha Times newspaper. Ah, you're up. Ready for the Chunin exams? Yakumura asked. You bet we are, Dad. Naruto said with his trademark grin. Sasuke just smirked as he strapped his sword on his back. Well, eat already because you have to set out soon. Just as soon as those words left his mouth, Itachi's door opened across the hall. Out came the Uchiha and Ayam, wearing some of his clothes. Itachi was fully equipped in his Jonin attire. Someone had fun last night, lucky bastard. Yakumura murmured. If the other demons got wind of the great Kyuubi no Yoko, not getting laid in almost 15 years, he'd be the laughing stock of the Biju realm. Sasuke and Naruto turned to them, with toaster waffles in their mouths. Midmu have fun last five? Sasuke asked. Naruto could have sworn he saw question marks floating around Itachi's head. What? He said flatly as he and Ayam sat at the table. Sasuke swallowed his food. I said, did you have fun last night? This caused Itachi's face to turn beet red. It wasn't often this happened. The last time it happened he went face first in his sensei's overly large breasts. Ayam was just as red. She turned away, not daring to look at them. I'll take your disheveled states and the fact that Ayam is wearing your clothes, and the fact that you two reek of our old pheromones. I'll take that as a yes. Congrats on becoming a man, Itachi. Yakumura said as he slapped Itachi's back and body flickered away to who knows where. Itachi turned to his snickering brothers. Finish your toaster waffles and come on. As the trio walked, Naruto with his hands behind his head eyed Sasuke. Sasuke? He said. The Uchiha turned to his blonde brother. About your nightmare, it must have been pretty bad. He said. Yeah, but the thing is, I can only remember bits and pieces of it now. All I can remember is a monster killing someone close to us. You and Itachi and I were there. We all hovered over this person. I never felt so much grief and never saw so much blood since. Itachi wordlessly listened in. And mused over what he said. Who could it be? His thoughts went to his dear Ayamheim. He shivered, another thing he rarely did. They arrived at the entrance of the academy to see Sakura there waiting for them. Hey guys! Sakura called as she ran up to them. She raced over to them. Come on you two, the other teams are already in there. She said, well, this where I get off. But know this, the Chunin exams are nothing like you've ever seen. Stay safe, watch each other's backs and good luck, he said as he vanished in a swirl of leaves. The teams smiled to each other as they made their way into the academy. They stopped on the second floor to see a commotion going on at one of the doors. Let us pass, please, said one of the oddest genin Team 7 has ever seen. He wore a green spandex outfit with orange leg warmers, and a bowl haircut. He was trying to get into room 301 but two genin impeded his path. No way, kid, one said with his leaf hitai like a bandana said. The Chunin exams are way out of your league. What makes you think you can pass it? The one with bandage on his face said. Team 7 observed what was going on carefully, and came to one conclusion. Genjutsu they all whispered. What should we do, Sasuke-kun? Should we tell them? Sakura asked. Sasuke snorted. Like hell we won't, less competition. Hey you fucking idiots! Don't you ass wipes know that it's a fucking genjutsu? Come on, Taiuya ladies shouldn't curse. Stow it, fat ass. You too. All eyes turned to the group that entered after Team 7. The girl identified as Taiuya and long, messy pinkish red hair under a hat. She wore a tan shirt with skin-tight long-sleeve black shirt underneath. She also wore a purple robe tied in a bow, a loincloth with a yin-yang symbol and black spandex shorts. The biggest of the three unidentified team had his orange hair done in a mohawk. He wore a similar outfit to the girl. The last one was one of the tallest, sickliest and thinnest in the room. Seriously, he's taller than Kurenai. He had shoulder-length braided white hair, and sea-green eyes with red eyeshadow and 2 red dots on his forehead. Naruto gaped at this. He wore a purple kimono, an identical purple rope tied into a bow around his waist, and black shinobi sandals. What the fuck are you? Asked Muncher staring at. Taiyuya shouted. Taiyuya, the big one, pleaded. Not another word, fatty. The tall one slapped his forehead and rubbed the dots on his head together. Taiyuya had a mouth on her, but she was loyal and treats people with the respect they deserve. He would never admit it. He liked that quality. The big one, Jirobo, was constantly insulted because of his weight by the redhead of the group. Can you two stop? We're attracting attention, he said. Sure enough, the whole room was staring at them. The tall one looked over to Team 7, more importantly Naruto. He was mused from his thoughts when the bowl-cut boy made his presence known. Thanks for detecting that genjutsu. I'm afraid I still need training, he said with a bow. Taiyuya scoffed a whatever and Jirobo just nodded. The bowl-cut boy let the team pass and watched as they headed upstairs. That's when he noticed Sakura and the crowd. He instantly had hearts in his eyes as he ran over. You, miss, what is your name? He asked. Naruto and Sasuke didn't even notice his chakra. Who is this guy? Sakura, who was taken aback by the boy's appearance, but at least what she could do was being polite. I am Sakura Haruno, she answered, unsure of this stranger's next reaction. Oh, such a youthful name indeed. Sakura-san, would you please go out with me on a date? He asked. Sakura was overwhelmed by this display. She came up with one answer. No way, she shouted. I have eyes for someone else, thank you. Sasuke sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose, an action that didn't go unnoticed by the bowl-cut boy. Ah, you must be the object of her affection, Sasuke Uchiha. I challenge you to a sparring match, he declared. The crowd of people waited in anticipation. Those who didn't know Sasuke thought he was an emo stick-up-his-ass Avenger who would never pass up a challenge. But those who knew him, I'll pass. I'd rather save my energy for the Chunin exams, Sasuke announced, causing everyone who didn't know him to gasp. The bowl-cut boy sputtered until a poof of smoke appeared next to him to reveal a turtle. But what was more interesting was who was on the turtle. Standing in the most ridiculous pose was a man who looked identical to the boy. Naruto had to make a double take to make sure his eyes weren't fooling him. Lee, what's this about fighting an opponent before the Chunin exams start? He said, clearly upset. I'm sorry, Guy-sensei. I just got carried away when I saw Sakura-san. Lee, find your teammates and hurry upstairs. Yes, Guy-sensei. That was all he said as he disappeared into the crowd. Guy turned to the startled Team 7. So, you three must be Itachi's team, he exclaimed / asked. Yeah, Sasuke said. Well, I wish you three good luck in the exams, and let your flames of youth burn brightly, he shouted as he vanished in a plume of smoke. Meanwhile, while all that was going on, Itachi and Ayam were furiously making out under a bridge somewhere in the village. Their lips departed to get some air when Ayam brought up a question. Hey, Itachi-kun. Yes, Ayam Haim? The girl blushed at the Haim extension at the end of her name. Can't you just tell Yakumura the truth? That we're both still technically. Itachi hushed her with a kiss. What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Team 7 makes their way to room 301, and opened the door. The team was startled by the killing intent of 100 genin in the room. Naruto and Sasuke scoffed while Sakura shivered a bit. Naruto-kun. Naruto turned to the source of that heavenly voice to see Hinata fling her arms at him in a hug. Naruto laughed and smiled. Haha, I'm happy to see you too, Hina-chan, Naruto said as he returned the hug. Naruto-kun. Naruto was glomped from behind by a blonde and purple form. He was forced to let go of Hinata. What now, Ino-chan? And I'm using that honorific loosely, he muttered that last part, causing Hinata to giggle. Ino glared at the girl, causing Hinata to whistle innocently. So, Naruto-kun, how about you and I go on a date after the exams? Naruto looked at her with a bored expression. Sorry, did you say something? Sasuke busted out laughing and Sakura was trying her hardest not to do the same. Ino's face is just too funny. Ino, you troublesome woman, leave Naruto alone, Shikamaru said as he walked up to them with Choji in tow. Sasuke waved to them. Yo, he said casually. The boys returned the wave. Ino proceeded to berate the lazy genin about bossing her around when two other figures appeared. Hey there, Hina-chan. So this is where you ran off to? Kiba said as he made his presence known, with Shino following behind. Naruto and Sasuke glared at him, while Team 10 and Sakura looked on. Cut it out, Ina-team, dog bastard. You know Hinata doesn't want you calling her that, Naruto said as calm as he could. Shut it, skinny bones, I can call her whatever the hell I want, she is my teammate. His little dog Akamaru yipped in agreement. Naruto was miffed at the skinny bones insult. His Kekkai Genkai require him to be thin. She's your teammate and comrade, not some sort of object, Sasuke shouted, drawing the attention of several genin. The tall boy's team looked on intrigued. The tall boy glared at the one with the dog. Insulting our clan leads to a haste death. The Sand Sibs looked on as well. The Kusa team in the back was watching as well. The Kunoichi licking her lips. Kukukuku Sasuke-kun and Naruto-kun's anger towards the mud is interesting. Team Guy was semi-intrigued. So they decided to make their presence known. Meanwhile Kiba scoffed. Yeah? And says who? Says us. Rock Lee stepped up, upset at Kiba's remark. You! How dare you say such things about your teammate? It is most unyouthful, Kiba grumbled. Kiba, that's enough, said the ever-introverted Shino. The boy just cursed. Then the girl with the hairstyle that resembles two buns spoke up. Hey, we're all evening, right? We shouldn't fight amongst ourselves. That's right, Ten. Lee said, giving her a thumbs up. The tall man observed the girl who made her appearance. He instantly clutched his chest. My face feels hot, and my heart is pounding. What's going on? Whatever. Fate decided this argument. It was inevitable, said the Hyuga boy on the team. His eyes stumbled upon Hinata. He suppressed a sneer. Hello, Hinata-sama, he said. The girl flinched under his gaze. Hello, Niji-Nizan. Naruto's eyes widened. Hina-chan, you have a brother? You never told us, he said, wondering why she wouldn't mention him. Niji glared at the blonde. We are not brother and sister. We are merely cousins, he responded, disgusted that this idiot before him would think that. Okay, would you all shut up? You're making a scene, came a new voice. There stood a genin with silver hair and glasses, wearing a purple outfit. Sakura's eye lit up when she saw him. Ah, Kabuto-san, she said. This caused the Konoha 12 to turn to the genin identified as Kabuto. Forehead? You know this geek? Ino asked. Sakura was about to retort when Kabuto spoke up. Yes, and my name is Kabuto Yakushi. I'm the son of the head medic. I met Sakura-chan through my father, as she received medical training from him. He then proceeded to pull out some cards from his pocket. See these? These are my ninja info cards. I infused them with chakra, he demonstrated by holding a card up and pouring some chakra into the card. A picture of himself with a little chart appeared, and a detailed record of the person appears. So, does anyone want to know anything? Sasuke spoke first. Give me info on Sabaku no Gaara, then Naruto. And I want info on the tall white-haired kid. Kabuto nodded. Okay, sure. Gaara is from the Sand Village, complete 0D rank, 10C rank, and a B rank? They say he always left the mission without a scratch, and I don't have any data on his stats. The tall one is Kimimaro Kagaya, the last of the Kagaya clan. That's all. Naruto nodded, his expression unreadable. He had just found out he had a surviving brother left. He was excited. Kabuto decided to continue. Anyway, I have data on everyone else here except for those Oto teams. Otogekure is a new village, not worth mentioning. One Oto genin didn't take that well. Not worth mentioning? The same mummified genin to a punch at Kabuto, the older genin expertly dodged. But a few seconds later, Kabuto began to clutch his stomach as his glasses cracked. He then vomited. Sakura rushed to his side. Kabuto-kun! She didn't notice the slip of her tongue and ran to his side. The rest of the genin were alarmed by this. How did Kabuto get hit? Niji took notice of the gauntlet on the genin's arm. All right, you little shits. There shall be no fighting in this room. Is that clear? The attention of the room turned to a scarred Tokubetsu jonin wearing a trench coat, and various chunin with him, one being Haku. Sasuke smiled and waved at her. The bandaged genin shrugged. Sorry, I'm a little antsy, the man sighed. Anyway. My name is Ibiki Marino, the proctor for the written portion of the exams. Naruto paled. A written test? He looked to see Kotetsu holding a stack of papers, rustling them his direction with a smirk. Nuh! A man in black robes with red clouds and a kasa on his head riding a white bird landed outside the gates in Konoha. With a hand seal, the bird poofed in a burst of smoke. The man walked through gates, but was stopped by two chunin. Halt, who goes there? One said. The man sighed and rubbed a hand through his blonde hair. I'm coming back from a long mission. I need to see the Hokage immediately on. The chunin weren't buying it. We'll escort you, one said with a tone of suspicion. Fine, he said with a shrug, showing off his teal-painted fingernails and strange grooves on his hands. As they led him to the tower, he took a moment to look around through his kasa. Village hasn't changed since he kidnapped me. I can't wait to see my family again. I heard my dad remarried and I have a sister now. I wonder if she even remembers me. The man continued to walk as he gazed at his hands with a hint of sadness in his eyes. Mother, he muttered. Did you say something? An of the chunin accused. Nothing. They made it to the office. Sarutobi was reading a black book titled Aika, the Kage's edition. The old Hokage had to thank his student one day. Hiruzen was torn from his thoughts when someone knocked on the door. What is it? He said, clearly annoyed. Hokage-sama. There is a guy wearing black robes and red clouds here to see you. Hiruzen was alarmed. An Akatsuki is here to see him? Strange. Hokage, my man. Can you tell these idiots off, fun? Sarutobi chuckled. It's fine, send him in. The door swung open and the chunin pushed the Akatsuki in. The door closed, and there were a few moments of silence between Hiruzen and the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki took off his kasa to reveal himself as Deidara-kun. I wasn't expecting you back for another 4 years. Have you completed the mission? Deidara was an effeminate man with blonde hair and blue eyes. He had a coy smile and an Iwa Hittite with a scar across his forehead. Deidara bowed. Sorry, but I got all the data I need about the Akatsuki, and Deidara tossed him a scroll. Sarutobi caught it with ease and opened it. The third's eyes widened. It's a list of all the current Akatsuki members, their known jutsu, their specialties, and their weaknesses. Also their goals and how far they achieved that goal. Sarutobi was surprised he achieved such data over the course of 5 years. This data will finally solve the riddle of the Akatsuki. Deidara, I'll call the council together. But for now, you'll stay in one of my rooms. But if you want to leave, you must keep that cloak on. Deidara sighed. Fine. Meanwhile, Naruto was in state of discomfort. He was separated from his team. They all sat somewhere else in the exams. At least he gets to sit next to his Hina-chan. Okay, I'll explain the rules. You have 9 questions on the paper A/N. I'll skip the boring crap. Naruto was still sweating on the first question, 20 minutes into the test. He looked to see how everyone else was doing and was shocked to see that they were all cheating, even his Hina-chan. That's when he got the idea. He knew that this test was strange. Why did Ibiki stress upon cheating? Naruto didn't know what to do to cheat, so he did the next best thing. Hey Dad? Dad? Hun? What now, kid? The Kyuubi asked, with a tone of sleepiness in his voice. I found the purpose of the first part of the Chunin exams, and that is to cheat on the test. I need you to tell me the answer to this question. Pencils down. Now, it's time for the 10th question. If you get this question wrong, your team fails, and will be genin forever. This caused for alarm through the genin. Haku looked at Sasuke worriedly. Sasuke wasn't wavering. Sakura was nervous, one wrong move, and that'll be it. Naruto saw through his deception. He noticed Hina-chan was shaking. Naruto put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Hinata looked over at him. Naruto just smiled. So, who wants out? Ibiki asked. One by one, people raised their hands. Naruto watched as some of the teams left. His eyes widened when he noticed Sakura was about to raise her hand as well. Oh, this is bad. Naruto raised his hand. Ibiki looked at him smugly. Give up, brat? He then slammed his hand down. No. I refuse to give up. Play all the mind games you want. Bring the last question. I'll just have to be the first genin to become Hokage then. Naruto's little speech brought the courage back in the remaining genin. Sasuke smirked. That brother of mine, Kiba growled. Show off. Kimimaro had a satisfied smirk on his face. I'm glad to know my clan is still as strong as it was before. Mentally and physically, Haku smiled. Hinata gazed at him in awe. Naruto-kun Ui, Niji scowled at him. Fool, it is not your destiny to become Hokage. Is that your answer, brat? Ibiki asked. Naruto just nodded. Ibiki chuckled. Well, then you all pass. Good work. Everyone gave a WTF look at the scarred Chunin. Ibiki explained himself. This test was just to show if you had the skill to be a good covert spy. This is why we told you not to cheat. To be a good shinobi, you have to use everything at your disposal to get the mission complete. He then took off his headband. Everyone grimaced at the sight. His head was a mess of scars and holes, but there is a chance you may be captured by the enemy. You'll be tortured in order for you to spill your guts. He put his headband back on. Now then for someone who is a lot sexier than I am, Anko Mitarashi. The bewildered genin watched as a black ball busted into the door via the window. The ball burst into smoke. To reveal a banner saying, Anko Mitarashi, Konoha's sexiest kunoichi. Thanks, Ibiki, said Anko as she emerged from the ball. The jonin looked around. There's still some teams left. You're slipping in your old age, she said. Ibiki shrugged. We have a tough crowd, there's nothing to it. Well, whatever, but once I get through with them, there'll be less than half of the genin left, she said with a sadistic smirk. Some of the genin shivered while others looked on indifferent. Okay, you little snots, on your feet. Now follow me. Anko led them to Training Ground 44. This is Training Ground 44, the Forest of Death. Anko smirked when she saw the fear in some of the genin's eyes. Faye, the Forest of Death? Ha! Don't make me laugh. Kiba laughed as he saw Anko's scowl. All of a sudden a kunai grazed Kiba's cheek. Everyone saw as Anko appeared behind him. She licked his cheek as the blood started to drip from it. You should watch what you say. It's always the idiots that die first. Out of nowhere, a ridiculously long tongue appeared with a kunai wrapped around it. Excuse me, but you drop this, said the owner of said tongue, who was Akusa Kunoichi. Anko grimaced as she returned the kunai to her. Gee, thanks. Anko got back up front. Okay, you have 5 days to get through the forest. Here, take this. She hands them all waivers. What's this shit? Tayuya asked. It's a waiver saying Konoha isn't responsible for your deaths. Now sign them and hand them to those guys over there to get your scroll. Team 7 was given the Earth Scroll. So that means we need a Heaven Scroll, Naruto said. The genin regrouped back at the gates to the forest. Okay, now that you signed the waivers and got the scrolls, I have one thing to say, just don't die. Now go! The gates opened and the teams spread out. With Team 7, okay team. We get a Heaven Scroll, knock out some more competition, and help our fellow Leaf Ninja even if some of them are assholes, Naruto said. That sounds good. We should help Hina-chan's team first, though, Sasuke replied. Yeah, and also find Kimimaro Nizan, with Team 8. We'll find a spot and set up camp, and we'll set out for scrolls in the night. Shino said. What? But I want to fight Naruto as soon as possible. Kiba shouted. Kiba! Please be quiet. And Nada whispered harshly. Kiba clamped his mouth shut, with Team 10. Come on! We gotta find Naruto-kun. Ino shouted at her team. Ino, this is troublesome, let's just get a scroll and leave. Shikamura said. Yeah, let's just go. Already Choji replied, snacking on some chips. With Team Guy. We get the scroll and go, no point of staying here. We have a heaven scroll, so we're going after that idiot's team. Niji said. Lee said nothing, but Tenten wanted to object. But Niji, they didn't do, Science. With Team Kimi. Kimimaro, where are we going? Tayuya asked. We are going to find Naruto. Why are we going after that boy anyway? Because he's family. Jirobo quietly listened in. With the sound trio. We kill Sasuke and go, plain and simple. Dosa said to his team. Right. Grass team. Kakuku, we find Sasuke's team, and give him my gift. Kakuku, the Kunoichi said quietly. Her teammates nodded. Sand siblings. We are to find Uzumaki's team and fight them and take their scroll. Any questions? Gaara asked. Temari and Kankuro nodded. The teams all had one particular team in mind. Team 7. Itachi was seen walking into the local weapon shop. His eyes seemed indifferent to the untrained shinobi, but one with skill could see he was anxious about something. Could the source be in this very shop? When he opened the sliding door, he was greeted by a man with scars all over his body behind the counter sharpening some swords. The man was middle-aged, and had narrowed eyes. He looked up at the Uchiha and smiled. Itachi-kun, I have your order. Itachi nodded. I'm pretty sure it wasn't an easy sword to forge. The man sighed. Damn right it wasn't. You better be lucky I decided to forge a weapon of this caliber. Now follow me to the back. Itachi nodded and followed. Team 7 came to a stop in a clearing. Naruto looked around and said, Yo, I gotta go to bathroom, be right back. Sasuke griped and Sakura decked him on the head. Naruto shook it off as nothing and went off somewhere in the woods. Moments later, Naruto walked out. I wrote my whole name, he said with an annoying nasally voice. While Sakura was berating him, Sasuke charged at him, and with a kunai. Naruto saw this and jumped back and pulled out one of his own. Sasuke-kun, what are you doing? That's Naruto. Yeah, you team. What the hell is wrong with you? Sasuke scoffed. Shut up, you phony. Your transformation skills suck. My brother doesn't sound like that, nor is he shorter than me. Plus, you have a kunai holster, Naruto didn't wear one, and your whole demeanor screams fake. Naruto burst into smoke to reveal an Ainin wearing a breather. You saw through my disguise, you're pretty clever. Actually no. Sasuke deadpanned. Whatever, you're outnumbered 3-2. Come out, guys. No one came out. The Ainin looked around wondering what the hell were his teammates doing. Correction, you are the one who is outnumbered. The real Naruto said as he emerged. Sasuke smirked. The Ainin turned to see the boy, grinning dangerously. Where are my teammates? He asked nervously. Oh, I killed them, he said rather cold-bloodedly. And you're about to die too, right, Sasuke? Sasuke nodded with a hint of bloodlust within his Sharingan eyes. Sasuke charged at amazing speeds towards the Ainin. The mask-wearing ninja sensed this and jumped back, then called out 2 water clones to engage Sasuke. Sasuke smirked and drew his sword, which he called Uchiwa, and slashed at a clone, which blocked with a kunai. Sasuke jumped back and charged forward again. This time with a downward slash the Bunshin jumped, and the other clone tried to engage Sasuke, but he easily kicked it aside. Sakura watched in mild horror at the look in Sasuke's eyes as he charged into battle. She was still shocked at Naruto's declaration. Why did he have to kill his teammates for? Sasuke jumped back and ran through hand seals. Katan, Phoenix Fire Jutsu. Multiple fireballs shot out from his mouth. One clone was incinerated while Sasuke quickly stabbed the other. He then looked up at the Ainin, who was scared shitless. Sasuke ran up the tree the Ainin was on. The enemy Genin's eyes widened. He tried to jump, but his body wouldn't move. Sasuke took this opportunity to stab the petrified Genin in the chest. When the body fell, Naruto hopped down from his spot in the trees and searched him. To his surprise, the guy had a heaven scroll. Naruto smirked. Yo, Sasuke. Sasuke looked over his shoulder. He was currently cleaning the blood off his sword. I found the heaven scroll. Sasuke got up as soon as the blood was gone and ran over to see. Yup, it is. Now we can go help Hinata's team. They were about to leave when Sakura made her presence known. Hey! Are you just gonna act like nothing happened? Naruto looked over his shoulder. What do you mean? Sakura shook her head in frustration. You killed that guy and his team? Was that necessary? All to just get a stupid scroll? Yes. Sasuke answered. I can't believe you too. You could have just knocked them out or something, so why kill them? Because Sakura, in the shinobi world, when you are entrusted with something important as these scrolls, you have to expect to forfeit your life if enemies were to arise to take it. The Uchiha replied emotionlessly as he and Naruto kept walking. That still doesn't justify what you've done. You two are monsters. Naruto and Sasuke stopped. Sakura was immediately on edge. The blonde of the team exhaled as he looked up at the towering forest before them. Look, killing isn't a choice, it's a job. We don't like to kill, we aren't used to killing, and we never will. But we learn how to turn off our emotions. Sakura, if we had just knocked them out, they would just wake up and seek us out again and challenge us. In the real world, do you think an enemy shinobi will just knock you out and wait for you to regain consciousness while he has an important document? No. He'll kill you, no remorse. No exceptions. Sakura couldn't believe what she was hearing, but she just simply nodded and followed after them. Meanwhile, Team 8 was racing against time. They have to find Team 7 and warn them of Gaara. Hinata gulped for the third time in less than an hour, the memory of the redhead still in her mind. 09-ton, flashback jutsu. Team 8 was currently spying on a match between that Sand team and an Amigekyo team. Akamaru began to whimper. What's wrong, Akamaru? Kiba asked in a whisper. The puppy began to whimper more. What's he saying? Hinata asked. He's saying that the one with the umbrella is dangerous. Kiba replied. Team 8 watched as the Aimnin launched a barrage of needles at Gaara's team. Gaara simply stood there. The team watched in shock as a wall of sand formed around him, protecting him from the needles. I see. How could I have mistook that? What is it, Kiba? Shino decided to ask. Akamaru said that the umbrella guy was in danger. He said that Gaara was the dangerous one. And that sand, it stinks of blood. Team 8 watched as the AIM team was crushed by the sand. They looked away in shock. But what he said next almost made Hinata faint. Next on our list is Uzumaki's team. I can't wait. Flashback jutsu. Release. Now Team 8 was desperately searching for anything blonde, pink, or a jacket with an Uchiha fan on it. Hinata was scared for Naruto-kun, Sakura and Sasuke. Kiba, while he didn't like Naruto, didn't want him to get killed. Shino just didn't want to see Hinata cry. That was enough for him. Team 7 sensed that they were being followed by not one, but two teams. This put them on edge. When they reached another clearing, Sasuke devised a plan. Out of nowhere, a great gust of wind appeared. Quickly thinking, Naruto put his hands together and slammed his palms on the ground. Bracken dance! Bone spikes surrounded the team, and they braced themselves against them. The wind died out, and out appeared the team from Kusa. Naruto and Sasuke's eyes widened. They haven't sensed them at all. The kunoichi of the team laughed. Kukukuku, impressive, such a use of bracken dance. I never seen it used like this in a while. You truly are Kushina Kagaya's son, Kukuku. Naruto's eyes widened. How do you know my mother? Both of the unknown teams were piqued by this. The kunoichi waved off her teammates. And they vanished within the woods. Tell me, how do you know my mother? Answer me. Naruto demanded, his eyes turning red. The kunoichi just grinned and charged at them with blinding speed. She went up and kicked Naruto in the stomach, and comboed him into the tree trunk behind them. Naruto cracked the trunk and landed with a thud. Naruto! Sasuke shouted. Sasuke ran at the kunoichi with his sword. He pushed Sakura away as he slashed at the kusanin. She just smiled and drew a kunai. They engaged in a one-sided fight with Sasuke getting kneed in the face. The Uchiha drew back, clenched his face as the kunoichi backhanded him so hard. He flew into a tree trunk next to Naruto. Sakura watched in horror. She spun around to come face to face with the odd kunoichi. All of a sudden, she witnessed different versions of her death, over and over. Sakura fell to the ground unconscious. Sasuke and Naruto looked up at the kunoichi and gritted their teeth. This is no ordinary kunoichi, Naruto said as he stood up, his hand bracing the tree. Sasuke nodded as he stood up too. They watched as the kunoichi took the earth scroll from Sakura's pouch, and put it to her mouth and swallowed it whole. The boys looked in awe and disgust. The kunoichi laughed again. My name is Orochimaru. She said. She touched her headband and it turned to a music note, rather than the zigzags. She then ripped off her face, to reveal a man with pale skin and snake-like eyes. The brothers immediately knew who it was. They just hoped that the other teams spying on them would help soon. Orochimaru bit both his thumbs, and made hand seals and shouted summoning jutsu. Two giant snakes appeared in a poof of smoke, and with a hiss, they both charged at the brothers. Both of them jumped over the snakes. With a silent nod they made hand seals. Futon, whirlwind fist, Katon, grand fireball jutsu. The wind strengthened the fire and engulfed the snakes. When they landed, they immediately charged at the snake Sannin. Sasuke went to grab Sakura as Naruto drew a two-bone swords. He ran at Orochimaru and engaged him in a Kenjutsu Taijutsu fight. Naruto stabbed, Orochimaru dodged. Naruto swiped, while the snake blocked with a kunai. Naruto was getting frustrated. He kicked at Orochimaru's chest and used the momentum to flip back. He hopped lightly on his foot Genji dance. He rushed in at blurring speeds and spun around rapidly, Orochimaru getting struck. He was eventually launched into the air. The blonde stopped and threw finger bullets in him. Taking the snake higher, Naruto then jumped, his back facing Orochimaru's front. The final blow. He shouted, and with a quick turn, he launched an array of bone spikes from his chest. Orochimaru was buried in them. Naruto landed and smirked at his handiwork. The bones vanished into fine particles. Sasuke appeared next to Naruto, and smirked at him. They looked to see not blood, but mud. Shit! They both shouted. Out of the ground, Orochimaru appeared and punched Sasuke away. He grabbed Naruto by his neck and held him up. The snake's Sannin went closer to his ear. Do you want to know how I know your mother? Naruto was visibly shaking, sweat pouring down his body. I killed her, just after you were born kukukukuku. Na Otu-chan? Yes, what is it, Kit? What was Oka-chan like? Was she pretty? Did she smile a lot? And how did she dead? Well, Naruto felt tears stream down his face. He clenched and unclenched his fists, his inner rage building up. Naruto glances over to see Sasuke standing up, holding onto a scrape on his side. The blonde looked dead ahead. He saw movement in the brush, but paid it no mind. He had only one thing on his mind right now. Oh, this bastard is gonna pay. Orochimaru cackled at Naruto's expression. The snake punched Naruto in the stomach while he was in his trance, knocking him out cold. Orochimaru tossed him to the side. He better not get sidetracked. After all, he still had to give his gift to Sasuke-kun. Sasuke was trying to make sense of what he overheard. Orochimaru killed his best friend's mother? That's beyond low. Sasuke stood up shakily, holding on to Uchiwa for support. Sasuke's Sharingan locked onto Orochimaru's gold, snake-like ones, and he rushed forward with a battle cry. Sasuke swung his katana. Orochimaru simply sidestepped and aimed a quick jab to Sasuke's face. Using the Sharingan, the Uchiha blocked it and on impulse took his sword and swung it at Orochimaru's arm, cutting it. The snake man stepped back, clenching the wound on his arm. He snickered at the boy. Kukukuku, that's it, show me your anger, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke rushed forward and landed a solid punch to Orochimaru's gut. The man grunted from the force. Sasuke stabbed Uchiha on the ground and followed up with more punches and a kick, sending the snake into the air. Sasuke then grabbed his legs and wrapped his own around Orochimaru's neck. Take this, Falcon Drop. The snake's skull cracked as he landed on the rough earth below him. Sasuke backed up a bit and leaned against the tree, gasping for a breath. The boy noticed movement behind him and saw his teammate Sakura appear. Sasuke got up and dug into his pocket. He then tossed the real scrolls to her. As Sasuke-kun, Sakura. Go to the tower, get help from the ANBU, and lead them here. Understood? But Sasuke-kun, I'm not going to leave you two alone so you can fight that thing. Sakura, just go. Please, just go. We'll make it there as soon as we can. Sakura stared at him with widened eyes. She never saw Sasuke-kun so desperate before. Her eyes hardened and nodded. All right, but please stay safe. And she hopped off to the tower. When Sasuke turned forward, he noticed he couldn't move. His eyes widened. Damn it. I got caught. Sasuke's eyes fixed on Orochimaru, who had his hands in a seal. Kukuku, I've caught my prey. Kukuku. Sasuke watched helplessly as the Sannin extended his neck, and aiming to bite Sasuke. Crunch! Sasuke's eyes widened. He looked at the person who saved him. And Niji, he muttered. Sasuke noticed the Rock Lee guy and their female teammate standing as a shield to protect him. Niji took the bite for Sasuke. Orochimaru's eyes widened. No. When the snake pulled back, Niji grunted in pain and clutched the mark on his neck. It began to take the shape of 3 spikes pointing outwards. He fell to the ground, unconscious. Niji! Tenten shouted, voice full of worry. Lee glared at the snake's Sannin. Fiend! What sort of unyouthful jutsu did you use on Niji? Orochimaru put on a wicked smile. Well, that didn't go as planned. Oh well, I'll just try again. Stop! Orochimaru! Orochimaru turned to see someone he didn't expect to see. Kimimaro? Orochimaru was stunned. Kimimaro was opposing him? Unbelievable. He noticed neither Taiya nor Jirobo around, so he must have acted on his own. Orochimaru, you lied to me! He shouted as he dashed towards him. Kimimaro swung his bone sword as Orochimaru jumped. He landed on a branch and glared down at the Kagaya. I'll make you suffer. Orochimaru hissed as he made a seal, and all of a sudden, Kimimaro screeched in pain as the mark on his chest glowed a blood red. The pain was too much as he collapsed on the ground. Kimimaro-san! Lee shouted as he ran to help this stranger. Orochimaru used this opportunity to jump down and punch Lee across the face. The leaf genin was sent sprawling to the ground. Tenten looked on, horrified. Her body couldn't move an inch. Sasuke was still paralyzed. He was hoping for Kimimaro or Lee. Sasuke doesn't know that Lee can't perform jutsu, could dispel the jutsu. Sasuke glanced over at the girl with the buns in her hair to see she's frozen stiff. Sasuke cursed. Orochimaru made some hand seals. Now let's try this again. The snake grabbed the Uchiha by his collar and held him up as he sunk his teeth into him. Sasuke screamed as the curse seal of heaven formed on his neck. Orochimaru dropped him. He landed with a thud. Sasuke! Orochimaru went wide-eyed as a burst of chakra appeared. Tenten was overwhelmed by the pressure the chakra emitted and passed out. Naruto emerged from his unconsciousness, red chakra forming a fox-like cloak around his body. A bone tail sprouted from his backside. A white mask formed on his face. The white mask followed down his neck and created a hole in his chest. You could see the boy was crying. Orochimaru chuckled. This anger, it reminds me of Kushina Kakuka. The snake man laughed out loud. Now that I've done my deed, I no longer have to hold back. Orochimaru spat out a snake from his mouth, and that snake spat out the legendary Kusanagi. Naruto glared at the sword. It created a bone sword of his own. The two combatants charged with a battle cry. Sakura dashed towards the tower, but she felt like she was running in circles until she realized genjutsu. With a resounding release, the genjutsu fizzled out to reveal the other Oto genin, Dosukin and Zaku. Well. It's just a little girl. We're so gonna kick ass, Zaku said with a smirk. Sakura stopped in her tracks. The pinkette glared. I don't have time for this. Naruto and Sasuke-kun. She was blown literally from her thoughts as an air cannon sent her to a tree trunk, courtesy of Zaku. Sakura shakingly got up and glared. Damn you! Genjutsu, infinite darkness. The team from Oto was surrounded by an inky black darkness. Dosu narrowed his eye. Alright, what is this little girl playing at? Kin! Dispel the genjutsu. Dosu heard nothing. Kin! Dispel it, now! Dosu heard the cry of chakra scalpel. And then a thud. Dosu looked around to find where that came from, until he felt someone strike his legs. Dosu lost control of them and fell over. Over with Zaku, the boy kept blasting his air cannons whenever he heard something move, until he felt his arms go limp, followed by a kick to his back. Zaku fell with a thud. The darkness dissipated, and there standing was a triumphant Sakura, grinning that she disabled them. She said nothing as she ran off to the tower, not even considering Naruto's words. Naruto swiped a claw at Orochimaru. He missed, and the snake stabbed at him. The blonde jumped back and huffed. They'd been fighting for an hour. He looked to see Tenten and Lee, who have regained consciousness, were watching over the injured and unconscious Kimimaro, Niji, and Sasuke. Naruto had no choice but to use it. Shadow clone jutsu, he muttered as a group of clones appeared. The clones only had red eyes and darkened whiskers. He sent them after the snake as he brought out his right hand. A swirling mass of red chakra appeared. Lee and Tenten looked on in awe. Orochimaru dispatched the clones quickly and charged, Kusanagi poised to kill. He didn't see Naruto charge forward. Take this, Rasengan. The Sanin's eyes widened as this brat got him with a powerful jutsu, created by that meddling yandame. Orochimaru shouted a fit of curses as he was sent spiraling through the forest. You're not getting away. Naruto followed the path of the Rasengan, and came across an Orochimaru on the ground, with a shocked expression on his features. Naruto roared and began punching him in the face, over and over again. Minutes later Naruto finally ran out of steam. He noticed that the chakra cloak finally vanished, and went wide-eyed as Orochimaru turned out to be a mud clone. The blonde howled and began to sob. His bone mask and tail broke. A group of ANBU led by Anko Mitarashi, featuring their medic, Haku, arrived on the scene. Lee and Tenten told how Orochimaru appeared and bit Sasuke and Niji. Haku gasped and went right to work on Sasuke. Anko noticed Kimimaro regaining consciousness. Kimimaro then told Anko that he needs to talk to them, but first they had to get Naruto. Anko found him a few yards away. He was looking at the ground with dead eyes. Anko assembled them together. Your teams automatically pass. You can follow the ANBU straight to the tower. The group nodded. Anko turns to Kimimaro. Kimimaro, was it? We'll talk with the Sandame tomorrow. Everyone's been through a lot today. Kimimaro nodded. Sasuke's dreamscape. Sasuke looked all around him, carnage everywhere. His fellow Uchiha dead. This shouldn't have happened. Sasuke ran to see his mother killed by Fugaku. They shouldn't have died. Sasuke turned around to see a younger version of himself crying. All of a sudden, the crying stopped. You let them die, he muttered. Sasuke gasped as he looked at him with snake-like eyes. You let them die, he repeated. Sasuke shook his head. No, I didn't let them die. If I had the power to do so, I would have stopped Fugaku. The child Sasuke laughed. Power, with power we can do lots of things. With power we can extract revenge against Fugaku. Older Sasuke gritted his teeth. He then smirked. I don't need revenge. I don't need your power. He threw a kunai at the younger Sasuke, and watched as the younger Sasuke shattered into pieces as the weapon came into contact.